Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out tangiboundnetwork.com. You can look them up and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Salty Language presents The Enthusiast.
Welcome to another episode of The Enthusiast. I'm Brian.
I'm Tony.
And this week we're joined once again by our pals over at the Dark Angel and Pretty Freaks podcast.
Or to Halos and Heathens vlog.
True.
Yeah, right?
Or from our hearts. No.
Definitely from our hearts.
Definitely. Yeah. This is a pretty long and just all over the place talk, but we really didn't have an agenda for it other than to just catch up with some friends, basically. So
yeah, because they are returning guests.
Yeah. So if you want to hear more about their show and different stuff, you go check out, man, I think was it like episode 3 or 4 of The Enthusiast or something? It's pretty early.
It's one of our early ones. I'm pretty sure it's 3. My gut says 3, so it's probably 2.
Right. Probably, yeah. But yeah, so definitely check out their podcast, and we'll have all the links to their show in the show notes. And so hopefully you enjoy. All right, just so I'm not beagling you, I'm letting you know I'm recording now. So.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You know what?
Nobody wants to get beagled.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Maybe
so
Lady Beagle.
Whoa.
This sounds weird, even though I know the context. It still sounds weird.
Yeah.
Lady Beagle.
Only had a half of a beverage, so we won't be repeating said previous instance. I'm sorry in advance. So you're welcome.
A half
And
of beverage.
We'll see.
Right, you never know.
She had like half a beverage.
Right.
I actually did top it off before I came in here just to make sure I didn't have to get up to get another one.
Well, you got to stay hydrated. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
It's true. This is a
very
it's a
important
marathon, right?
Yeah.
It's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yeah, as Annalise likes to say, it's not a race, it's a marathon.
What?
Or she says, I usually say it's not a marathon, it's a race.
I always say it's,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I get very confused.
Whoa,
and you're like, wait,
whoa, phone, settle down.
A race? I don't know.
I mean, aren't marathons races, though?
No.
That's what exactly.
They're gas
Tony.
stations, Tony.
Exactly.
But nobody asked you, Tony.
Ooh. Damn.
Man, she's on Tony today for some reason.
Damn.
No.
I'm going to put
getting roasted.
No, I just always say that because I always said that, and then finally one day he's like, I think that is a race. So basically you're saying a race isn't a race. And I'm like, wait, what? I think you mean to say a sprint isn't a marathon. And I'm like, what?
that was probably a long time ago when we met, because at this point, I don't know what you mean. I would never ever say again, I think you mean, because I'm like, I think that's exactly what she means. She does mean that a marathon is not a race. What that means, I don't know.
Right.
You
need to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. That would be a good t-shirt.
That'll be great when you go around people who run them, you know.
You're like, what does that mean?
I want to put a sticker on the back of my car that says, like, what is it? 22.3 or 23.2 equals 0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's
Still.
in his basement, I can see.
Mm.
Is that like a curtain behind you?
No, he's not in the basement.
What is that?
No, if I was in the basement, it'd be like bats, spiders, and
I just always thought you recorded from your basement, so that's why I just assumed you were in the basement.
no, I'm not down in the bunker.
No.
No, this is like a little office-y type area. Then this is a random storage shit shelf right here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And who's the baby on the wall?
Shit shelf. Nice.
Behind the wall. Oh, that's Logan.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot I put that there.
I didn't mean an actual baby. I should have said picture.
That's the neighbor kid. He got in my yard.
Yeah.
Who's the baby on the wall? Just the baby of the week. Man.
Yeah.
I find out.
Exactly.
Mind your business. Yeah.
Neil has eagle eyes, apparently. So, because I'm like, I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
no, I'm one of those annoying people that, like, anytime someone posts a picture or I'm watching a video, it's all about the background.
Yep.
Because I know what
Yes.
you look like.
Yeah.
Right, Tony, can you move aside? We can't see everything behind you.
Yeah, we need to see all the shit.
When we lived in the trailer, Annalise once posted a picture of our bedroom, and in the background, we had, like, one of those built-in headboards that had, like, little shelves, was a thing of Kleenex, and next to it a thing of lotion, and I'm like, that is great.
Like perfect.
Right.
Anyway, I realized we haven't actually started the show, so I should shut up.
Hey,
Sorry.
Huh? All right.
We just like chatting with you guys. Hi.
Yeah, sure.
Good to
That's-
see you.
yeah.
Thanks for calling.
All right, that's silence for you too, lady.
Tony, you should have been the one to say it, since, you know, you two are obviously, you know, or she's nipping at you, you would have had a
Clearly
shot.
we're at war.
Yeah. Great. You've gotten us into a second podcast war.
Podcast war? I don't have any gunshots on.
I'm
I took
good.
all
Just
my
open a
gunshots
window,
off
it's
my
America.
soundboard.
No war.
What?
Yeah, I love you. It's fine.
It's fine. I did.
Ready, Brian?
Yeah. I'm
Sorry about the dog chewing. The
Oh, that's fine. Usually Tony makes a similar sound, so it's all right.
Yeah, plus I got Fury Road and, you know, everything else.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, here we go, I guess.
Don't sound so enthused, Brian.
Trying to get into character, you know?
That podcast doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah. That's a sad, sad thing. All right. Yeah. So Neil and Annalise from DAPFPod are joining us today. One of the few repeat guests that we've had on The Enthusiast. So welcome to the show,
This is
you
true.
twos.
Hey, I wanted to ask first, do we sound okay?
No.
No.
Terrible. What I do is I always make sure Tony and I sound better than whoever's the guest. So,
What I
We
think
we blame it on their internet.
yes.
nice. What I think what you guys should do is, like, we record the whole show, then you cut us out of it, and then you have, like, Henno and Sharon do our voices. Like, you transcript it out, give it to them, so it sounds all flat. So
No.
it's like, hey, guys.
If we're going to do that, it's going to be me and Tony doing the voices.
Yeah. Clearly.
Even better.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Even better.
And Tony will be Annalise.
It'll be the Salt Language radio play.
Yeah.
Well, they are about the same height. So
Huh, Tony shrunk a lot.
I was going to say, I think that's a dig on Tony, not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
no, it's my fantasy. So it's like,
Oh.
we got to do the Snapchat face meld between the two of you, and then I'm in heaven.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. I mean, I love both y'all, but that'd be a terrifying mashup.
Me a lot taller with a beard.
Yeah.
Weird.
Or, you know, me a lot
And
shorter
bald.
with long hair.
What?
I like that you chose long hair.
Would make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with boobs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you know, I just have to contact the right doctor.
There you go.
Well, same with the hair. I mean, or you just buy a nice wig.
That's true.
Would you want the boobs on the front or the back, though? What?
Would I want them on the front of the back?
I don't know.
I mean, me personally on the front, so I fit in a little bit better.
Right.
Like, see that guy with the tits on his back?
Right.
Yeah. We don't want this to be a pictures from Walmart thing.
Right, for sure.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
So
Anyway,
odd.
thanks for having us.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for joining us and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to
Dang.
be, I mean, if anyone heard us before, it'll probably be not as much of a shit show, but a little bit, because when we talk to you guys, like, we forget we're actually recording.
Mhm.
So it's just conversation going everywhere, like we're hanging out. So
Right.
I'm going to leave it to you guys to rein us in. So you remember, at any time you can just say, hey, numbnuts, shut up. And I'll try. I
Oh,
doubt that'll
okay.
work, but
Okay.
I'll try.
Okay.
Might be a good sound drop for the soundboard.
That would be good.
Hey,
Hey,
numbnuts,
Yeah.
shut up.
Why not? We got that one from Mark that's the go away kid, you bother me.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. I like it.
It's all
You just
coming
need
together.
that. And now back to the show.
Right.
That's the one you need.
Yes.
Yes. From we have our technical difficulties, every week.
Right.
Yeah, it is a weekly occurrence now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's that Michigan, possums hanging on the internet wires and whatever else.
Wires.
What I think is interesting is it normally doesn't happen like in the beginning of the show. So, like, totally sucked into the show, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody's gone, and I'm like, what? No, but what happens? I mean, what's going on? I want to know.
We're having
And of course,
secret
the brain
conversations.
doesn't catch up fast enough to go, oh, well, I'm sure they're going to edit the part in now.
No,
So it's
no.
not like I have to wait for you guys. It's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Editing.
No, actually, that's how it's edited, is to remove classified things that we, can't share or whatever,
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Right. And we thought it'd just be better
okay.
to do a robot voice or a drop, drop the sound completely rather than, a long, like, beep kind of sound.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like an audio redaction.
Mm-hmm.
An audio redaction. I like that.
Yes.
It does make it more intriguing because you're like, wait, what? What did he say?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What? And you almost like you lean in. Wait, what did he say? Oh, what? Where's he going?
I will say listening to Salty Language with Annalise is like one of my favorite things to do, because since we both know you and we know the personalities, like when we sit there, we have a conversation about what you guys are having a conversation about.
Mm.
So it's almost like we're doing it together, but then we realize that we're answering you to each other. And it's like, well, we don't need to know. We need to tell them. So I'm like, well, tweet that, because usually I'm driving. So it's like, well, tweet them this, tweet them that. And she's
Right,
like,
that was the QW that I sent you from the car coming back from a Reno trip.
Ah.
So that's why he was like, tell them my QW. And I'm like, oh, okay.
what I like is her first response was now. And I'm like, well, when else are we going to do it?
Like, I guess. Just put a pin in it.
Right.
Been funnier if you'd waited till like now, weeks later.
That's right.
Right. 3 weeks ago, you guys asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if during this show, if all of a sudden I just start telling Annalise to tweet you guys something, just know that my brain just did one of those. It hit a bump. So
Okay. That's fair.
Brain bump.
happens. Brain bump.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked about it all
You can use
on
that for,
my other podcast, The Crazy
I
Life,
was
which
just
everyone should go
gonna-
listen to.
I was just going to say that. You can use that.
yeah.
You can come back and talk about brain bumps.
Yeah.
I love that we're doing video because I can see your guys' response and it really helps me. Like,
Yeah.
does that make any sense for anybody?
I like that we're doing video because I can see the response and it really helps me.
No, what?
What? No. It's
Turn
funny how
it
the same statement can be so wrong.
That's so true. Yeah. Huh.
Just
We said the
depends on where you
exact
put
same
the
thing.
emphasis.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess
And
really quick
since
before.
you guys can
what-
see me, I'll be grabbing my crotch through the interview because that's just my nervous habit. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
want you to think I'm actually aroused.
what?
It is. I do it when we
You
record
wanna think
too.
that.
I know, but you don't have to tell everybody
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Oh, I mean, I just assumed you were aroused. We assume that of anyone listening. So,
We're all friends here.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's a guy thing anyway. You just kind of rest your hand under junk. It's like having a gun in a holster, kind of.
Let me ask you guys.
Fair enough.
As a little kid, I used to hold it all the time. Like my hands were down my pants all the time.
Right.
And I never really grew out of it.
Okay.
Like I'm out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Deep
I was like, I don't
confessions.
recall
I'm
doing
on
that
an
as a
island.
kid.
Sinking. I'm sinking.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that as a kid
Yeah.
until I hit that formative teenage year.
It's classic.
Yeah.
He's
Just
like,
no.
nah, bro. You're cool and all, but you're on your own.
I'm not copying to that on a podcast.
Classic us. Yeah, I don't remember doing that really either. So,
Wow.
I mean, I do it like crazy now. I can't stop. No.
Yeah, I have to keep turning the hose on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it, Brian.
Waiting in line for ice cream. Oh my.
It's even better if you do it like when you're in the waiting room at a doctor's office, because then everyone's like, why is he here?
Well, they may have a guess then, you know.
Right?
Like, looks like he's itchy.
Have a rash and moves farther away.
Though that's why when I do something like that, I always sit right next to someone. And if they move, I move with them, you know.
Well, yeah. Don't
the-
move. I'm not done yet.
What is it? The Wow. What is that word?
Urinal?
Urinal. Say it with me. Urinal. Wow.
Urinal?
What are you trying to say?
The urinal.
Urinal.
The one over rule. Don't
Right.
you
Yeah.
have to-
I don't know. What do you do?
It's the one over toilet.
When
rule.
you pee in a urinal, where do you go?
One over, obviously.
Right, fair enough.
She uses the middle one. Duh.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
She's like, I don't know how these things work.
I didn't pick the free one.
That's what we all do. Yeah.
I'll pee on my flush and my back's all wet.
Yeah. Right.
This is the weirdest bidet ever.
Yeah. Like, look, dude, it's fine that you sit down to pee, but at least use the stall, you know?
Pretty solid.
Yeah. It's a good start. It's a good start.
It's true.
Good start. Yeah. For anyone listening who doesn't know, Neil and Annalise have their own podcast. I think. I don't know. I don't pay attention. It's what the paperwork in front of me says. No.
It's what Tony told you to read.
Yeah.
Like we take notes, Brian.
Well, here, no one at home will get to see this, but here's my notes for you guys.
I could imagine the conversation when, like, Tony's like, "Hey, Brian, I thought it would be fun to have Neil and Annalise on," and then Brian goes, "Why?"
I mean, that's kind of my answer for anything, you know, like that. You know.
Brian's like, "I kind of like to talk when we have our podcast. And
Yeah.
if they're on,
Right.
I guess I'll just hit record and bail. That's
Yeah.
cool."
Like, dude, I don't like hashtag less Brian. That's not what we do here.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
we're going for.
Right out. Why do you think I cut you out all the time? Huh?
It still needs to be a shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
no,
right,
Brian.
it does.
I like that.
I need,
I won't
like,
wear it. But
no.
I can support it.
I need to get, like, bachelorette parties and stuff to wear it. You know, when they go out. This is hashtag more Brian, and people are like, what the hell is that? And maybe they'll look.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome to wear a shirt like that, because people would be like, "Well, who's Brian? Like, what?" Because somebody's going to think like
This
that's a
guy.
movement they don't know about,
Right.
and then have a website like with the Patreon link and just go to www.#morebrian all spelled out and then you'll find out, and then
Brian's
people will start
taking notes.
donating and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's this guy in Michigan that he's awesome and could really use some money.
I
And
like
they'll be
this.
like, wow. Especially around here, they'd be like super white privileged people. They'd be like, oh my god, let's give
Yeah.
hashtag or Brian like $3,000.
This guy, he can't even afford a Starbucks every day. Come on.
Oh, they're like, what does he drive? And I'm like, I don't think he's got a car. And they're like, he doesn't drive a Tesla. I'm like, nah. And they're like, oh,
No.
$80,000.
The first reaction would be if
I
you
better
said I
go.
didn't drive, they'd be like, oh wow, he cares about the environment or something like that.
That, or oh no, but well, okay, fine. Well, who drives him then?
Yeah, there you go.
know, be
Yeah.
something like that.
Can't afford
Like, we all drink
We
in the
all
same
do
Yeah.
the same.
Good timing.
I
Good timing.
felt left out personally.
He's like, hey, what's everybody doing?
Okay, well, Tony,
Oh,
the way these things
okay.
work is if everyone else is drinking, you're supposed to move the show along.
Oh.
You're not supposed to just stop.
But
It's
I feel like I'm watching a TV show.
Yeah. I know you're new to podcasting, but
I know, right? It's crazy.
Oh, which reminds me, I think today is our 4-year podcast anniversary.
Really?
Oh, well, happy anniversary.
Yeah, well, great. Yeah, happy anniversary.
So we've been
Day
doing
before
it
St.
half the
Patty's Day,
time.
yeah?
Been doing it.
Wow, they're Eiffel Towering something, Tony.
That was like Wonder
Right.
Twins.
We were gonna go wobbly H, but one of the dogs left, so we're like, because that's it.
Are we back to Lady Beagle again?
Oh my god,
This is getting weird.
We have
What?
with weird sex position for late. Have you ever been Lady Beagled? Yeah, twice, but I was in prison for one. Something like that.
Well, depending on the act, that could be even funnier.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta do doing your laundry while that's happening.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Too funny.
That's too funny.
Wow. Seems like that would impede the laundry, but
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
I got to ask you guys about your vlog. How did you get so comfortable walking around with your damn camera? Because when I'm like Snapchatting and somebody walks by, I put my phone away real
me
quick.
too. Yeah.
Right.
Let me stop you there, Tony. We're not comfortable.
Oh, stop.
It's not
No.
comfortable.
Well, there were
No, not yet.
there were two things. One, like Annalise says, we're not comfortable. No one is. Two is, why am I worried about if I'm comfortable in front of those dill holes?
That's what I think after I put my phone in my pocket.
Right.
A lot of these people spend hours and a ton of money buying like whatever the latest fashion is and getting their makeup all done and all this to go out and be noticed. But if they're noticed, they're upset they're noticed. So I'm like, I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to wear clothes that I've had since the 80s, but hold the giant camera with the microphone and go, screw it. I'm doing this. If you don't like it and want to complain about it, then you shouldn't have worn those $3,000 jeans. That's all I'm saying.
Seems fair. Yeah.
So it's not comfort.
Also,
it's more of a giant flip off to everybody around me.
Wow.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah. If those of you don't know, they've got Halos and Heathens on the YouTubes as their vlog.
Looks like Tony has
pain
some
in the
notes. Yeah.
You say what a pain in the ass?
It's a pain in the ass.
I mean, I can't imagine the amount of video editing you go through.
Oh man, it was. The podcast is so much fun to do, and it's like we don't edit anything. We can just be us. We just talk, and then somebody suggested that we maybe do this vlog, and then we talked about it. We're like, yeah, and then we started doing it, and I'm like, what a pain in the ass. The amount that I have to look at myself and then try to put it together so it makes some sort of sense as a story for YouTube for people that are 1/3 our age
Right.
is in freaking insane. I will say this right now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
If you're going to ask how to get started on YouTube, we're going to say just don't.
Yeah, and it's not a competitive thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, if
It
I
is
see any
so
more
much work. It is so much work.
if I see any more freaking Madisons or God knows what with their YouTube channel talking about God knows what, I mean, I'm I am one of these little rubber people, but I am so old and brittle, I'll break. So I know. It's going well, Tony. I appreciate you asking. We're having a lot of fun doing it.
It sounds like it's going swimmingly.
Yeah.
Check it out. Please go to youtube.com/halos and heathens. It's nothing but a good time. It's all impromptu, no editing, totally solid. We love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Totes.
That second take was hot. That was much better. Yeah.
Yeah, that second take was fire.
Yeah, I got
But
you.
I will say this, in all honesty, it is fun to do it with Annalise, and it is fun to try and figure out how to do it, but it is a huge time suck and pain in the ass.
Right. Now you're talking about the vlog, right? Not
No, it's about
okay.
sex.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
I mean, it's my ass because Annalise is like, no, don't. And I'm like, oh, all right, fine, because it's my turn again.
Yeah.
I'm still
You know.
here.
Oh.
What?
Still in the room.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Right.
You'll be in the
Hi,
room.
You're still here. Okay.
Your ears are on.
I wasn't sure. Well, do you guys want my ears on? How's this?
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tony, you need a set of those.
Right. That way, if when we lose you, we can find you in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
That actually could be really useful.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it really does.
It's like putting a glow stick on a kid when they're trick-or-treating.
If we are recording together in the dark, you know where I'm at.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of when
Is that weird?
when Tony goes rogue in Jamaica and he's on the beach by himself trying trying to Snapchat or whatever, Facebook Live,
Yeah.
at least have the ears so you can see like these ears in the dark.
Exactly.
They're like, where's Tony? He's like, oh, he's out on the beach getting annihilated by sand fleas.
Yeah.
That's right.
Probably peeing while videoing.
What? You'd never do that.
No.
I'm so drunk.
Yeah. No.
Not for my 12th time, I wouldn't.
No.
But, like,
Not today, I won't.
Right.
exactly. It's a baker's dozen, Brian.
Oh boy. Yeah. I know. It's why I
That's not
said
a bad call to have light up ears in Jamaica.
Not bad.
that's what I was saying. I think that's a real smart idea because you do tend to wander off.
I do tend to wander.
You to wear some sort of reflective gear. That's solid.
Yeah.
We just have to decide what that reflective gear is.
Oh, I know an S&M shop that'll make some cool stuff that you could wear on the beach. No problem.
Reflectitos?
OSHA orange.
Like,
There'll be some leather involved. I can
Right.
guarantee that.
I
You
don't
could
know
probably
if
sing
leather
for
the
Judas Priest after that.
Oh,
Should we
that's
say-
awesome. I can't hit those notes, though.
That
Yeah.
for those of your listeners who don't know, we've actually been on vacation with Tony. So
And Jeannie,
yeah.
Tony and Jean.
salty language.
Of
Yeah.
Salty Language.
I have too.
That's right.
Just
We're
not-
still waiting to go on vacation with Brian of salty
Right.
language.
Yeah, you have to get to the platinum status for that to happen. So,
Ooh.
sorry.
We might just show up.
know.
Platinum might be.
A strip club down the street? You're right, it is. No.
It is.
Funny enough, that's correct.
Yeah.
How is my mom doing, by the way?
Oh, come on.
She went on tour for a while. She's actually in Argentina dancing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Tony, you've seen my mom dance, and that's not a joke.
It's not a joke. I've done shots of your mom. It was weird.
That's the truth, Brian.
That's
That's the truth.
Yeah. I occasionally catch up with her on Facebook.
How's the dancing going? Right, I get you. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Yes.
So you guys have been podcasting for a very long time, and I mean that in a very good way. And I noticed that like you guys way back in the day had like Q of the W, right? And then you brought it back.
Did we?
How did?
Oh, yeah, we did, because we had Rose submitted them to us.
Oh, yeah.
For a while, yeah.
For
So,
a while
just-
there, yeah.
I'm just curious, like with your podcast, have you noticed like the cyclical nature of it? Like you guys had the Q of the W and it comes back. Have you noticed stuff that like you did back then that you kind of got tired of, and now you're realizing like, oh, that would be fun to do again? And I don't mean tired of like it wasn't fun, but you know how you kind of just like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. So
Kind of, because once upon a time we used to like comb looking for goofy, dumb news stories, and then that's all we would talk about with a little bit of what was going on in our lives before, and then that just got less and less, and now it's very minimal.
right.
And we did do a couple Patreon exclusives where we brought that back, because going back and listening to some of the old shows for like best ofs for YouTube, I was like, God damn, these are funny. We should do this again, Brian. But we haven't gone full circle on the show with that yet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know,
We do occasionally, like, you know, if one of us goes finds something, it's like, oh, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
You know, like the podcasting
every
shirt,
once in a while.
you know,
Yeah, exactly.
like
Right.
seeing stuff like that, and you're just like, we have to talk about this because this is just ridiculous.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
when you guys started, like, how long did you think you'd go, and then like what was the end game for it? Were you guys hoping to make money from it? Were you hoping to like just make friends or gain an audience, or was it really just a chance for you guys to talk and hang out?
Yep.
Yep. No, it was. I think it was the last one more than anything. It was just we, you know, like it's we kept getting told by people that they wish they could hang out with us because we refer to something we talked about, and we were like, well, this kind of does that. So the rest of it
gives us an excuse to just hang out. And once upon a time, when we first started, we lived a lot closer. So I'd go over to Brian's. We'd just sit down at the TV table like you guys have and shoot the shit.
Right.
You know, but now that we live further apart, it's not as easy to do that.
right.
Well, I think that's
Hence
like
Michigan
true
Internet.
Right.
Right. I think that's true for a lot of podcasts, though. I think it's really a way for people to hang out with you. I mean, like, because that's what Neil and I do. Is like it's almost like a date night for us, since we are a couple and we podcast together. It's something that we do together. But like for you guys and other friends who podcast, I assume it's a really cool chance to hang out and not only chit chat about your lives, but chit chat about stuff you want to chat about. Like, it's, I mean, do you guys, like, how often do you guys, like, call each other on a Thursday afternoon and go, like, check this shit out? I heard this story, blah, 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 blah. Or do you, now you're like, oh no, I got to save that for the podcast.
Yep.
Like halftime, like if we go to the bar, like we'll go to trivia. And I'll be like, oh, Brian. I'll be like, never mind.
Yeah. Or it'll be, dude, I have a really great story for Friday. And that'll be it.
Right.
So where now I'm like, oh, well, now I got to wait 3 days or whatever or 2 days, whatever, you know, so.
Did you guys think it would last this long?
I really never had any guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if we only had like 10 people downloading our show, I don't think we'd care. We'd still keep.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did you think podcasting would get as popular as it is now, where almost, every other person has a podcast?
Yeah, I didn't really see that one coming.
It
Right.
makes sense, but no, I probably didn't either,
Yeah.
I was like, kind of thought it would still be like like a small kind of thing that basically, just that, nerds like us do. So.
Right. No. Yeah. I hear that because to me it feels like it's going to be like the Dungeons and Dragons, or it's going to be like there's going to be a set group of people that like doing this and they're going to do it religiously, but it's not going to catch on to the others. Meaning, like, you're not going to find a lot of jocks playing Dungeons and Dragons all the time. There is certainly the crossover, but for the most part, you can say like, those people don't do this and these people don't do that. But now it seems like freaking everybody does this.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody has a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys ever go and listen to new podcasts? Like,
I do once in a while. It's really hard because anyone who knows me knows I am generally way behind on podcasts. So I generally try not to add more, but I do actually have a list of ones that if I get caught up, I'm going to go listen to.
Oh, that's cool. That's
yeah. But, as I listen to some,
I
like,
don't pick up new ones very often.
Right.
No.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say, like, I listen to a few that are from, like, Gimlet Media, and they are constantly launching new ones. So they're always like, hey, check out this new podcast. Or if one of the shows is off for a week, they'll give you a preview episode of some other podcast they have. Which actually, I was listening to one the other night, and that happened, and the show was called The Nod. And they talk about black culture, and they actually talked about like the history and culture of grape drink.
Oh, nice.
And it was a really interesting episode.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, that's
so, and I was like, maybe I'll, so I wrote that down because there were some other topics they talk about that I was like, oh, these may be interesting conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I've realized I'm turning into kind of like grumpy old podcast guy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Where
everybody.
I'm happy that people want to do it and they should, and I encourage all that. But at the same time, like, and I think part of it is my age too. But to hear like much younger people talk about stuff that maybe I talked about way back then, like on a podcast, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right. It's kind of like in life, you hear.
I can't listen to these kids.
Yeah. It's like out in, in real life, you meet somebody that's like 20 years old and they're talking about how hard their life is. You're generally like, oh, please, you don't even know what hard is,
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Or like these, like such hardline opinions. And I'm like, I don't know if being like a year and a half removed from your parents' house should give you such a hard, I mean, maybe you should meet some of these people you're talking about first. I don't know.
That's not how the internet works.
All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's not podcasting.
Right. That's not how the internet works, my friend. It's when the topic first comes up in any context, it's immediately hate it for a long time. Then maybe you gain some understanding, maybe. And, but if not, you just have the hard line, opinion of it all the way through. That's what Tony and I try to do.
It's like,
Yep.
you just get nickelbacked. Like, what did we do wrong?
Whoa.
What did we do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
No? Just terrible. Terrible.
Are you coming on our podcast to try to defend Nickelback?
There's no
He
defense.
just did, man.
Okay.
He just
Okay.
did.
No defense for a band that sells over 30 million albums. There's no defense. There's just money. It's just money. Ching.
Fair enough.
That's all I say.
Cha-ching.
All right.
Yeah.
You walked
It is-
right into that one, Brian. You
Yeah.
walked right into it.
That's fair enough. I'm just asking a question, you know?
No,
That's what I do.
Hey, this is how you remind me of why I
Oh.
was there.
Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Remind me to
Hey,
edit
did
that
they-
out,
did they
Tony.
just hang up? Why can't I see him anymore?
Suddenly having Skype issues.
Yeah.
That's crazy, guys. Hold up static paper.
Yeah. No. You're doing it like me or you. Yeah. You're doing so where they can see it. Be like, oh, the connection's bad.
It's just a
I can
transparency.
still see you.
Yeah, nothing cuts, and Tony's like, "Are they gone? I think they're gone. No, we're still here."
Still
Son of
here.
a- I mean, hey guys, thank God it cleared up.
And we just look you right in the eye as we disconnect.
Right. Right. Just hang up, Brian. Just hang up.
I'm trying. Won't do it.
I think the thing I never saw come of this is all the friends that we've made
Yeah.
through podcast. You know, like you guys, like, I mean, I just made, figured out plans with Dev. I'm going up to his mom's house with the kids for Easter again this year. I mean,
Awesome.
just stuff like that. I never saw happening. I just figured we'd get some Twitter buddies that would be like, "Oh, hey, your show was great, guys," and we'd be like, "Good job," and whatever. And it would just be Brian and I doing our thing.
Right. And Brian's has a whole nother podcast with a guy he met on the internet.
Yeah.
So-
Guy.
Right?
Some guy. Yeah.
My best friend. A
Yeah.
guy. Just some dude.
Yeah.
Some guy.
Yeah.
We don't.
I don't know.
Hey, we don't want to mention that podcast because we don't want to take away from our spotlight.
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
So we
Right.
don't want to mention anybody's name on there.
Right.
I like how it's a guy, and it's like
I was going to let Brian tell the story. That's it. I was leaving it open.
like the other co-host isn't important in your life,
Right.
either,
No.
right? Just
No.
a chick and some dude, bro.
Mhm.
Way to get
We're
after it.
just,
I just found him on the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're cool.
Well, I
We'll podcast for food.
Wouldn't be totally surprised with Heno because he spent some time there. So I'm just saying,
Oh, my.
Wouldn't be too shocking. So yeah, so the Crazy Life podcast.
I was going to let Brian tell the story.
Well, yeah, some guy, two bros and a chick
Mhm.
talking about pizza.
Yeah. That's
Brain
that
bumps.
pretty much sums it up.
Brain
Yeah, and brain bumps once. The rest of the time it's just pizza. Yeah.
Pizza. That's it. Yeah.
We're going to take a break from our normal show to talk about something very serious.
Pizza.
Pizza.
That would be, yeah.
I like it.
That would be hilarious.
I'm in for that
Everyone's
podcast. Let's do it.
Like the people who listen to your show, go there for the support and learning and understanding, and then one episode you guys are like, "Hey, we're just going to talk about pizza toppings."
Right. Right.
They'd be like,
what?
"Whoa." what happened?"
It could be a nice break though. It could be a nice hey, we're just gonna dive into this one topic and it's gonna
I don't know if I go somewhere for support on a certain thing, I wouldn't want to go to my mental head doctor and have her go yeah, I want to talk about pizza today. I'd be like, no, that's
Now,
Brian?
if I did, I'd be like, cool. Yeah.
right.
Brian, is that what it's called? The mental head doctor?
Yeah, I think so. That's the official term.
No, yeah.
That encompasses
It says on her paperwork.
Yeah, that encompasses neurologists and psychologists and psychiatrists. Yeah, psychiatrists, because I can't pronounce psychiatrist. So yeah,
That's funny.
right.
Mentalists and alienists, it's all there.
We're
Yeah.
all deep dive into alienist right now, so
But I do have a question about the Crazy Life, if that's okay to ask,
Yeah,
Brian.
sure.
If
Negative.
it is.
Not allowed.
No.
Yeah, Tony vetoes it.
Were you expecting it to have such a profound effect on so many people when you started?
No, I hoped, but
Right.
I didn't really expect, and it's been really cool to have various people reach out to me, and telling me that they heard something that helped them. Like I've had some that don't have any sort of mental illness or mental health issues, but their spouse did. And I've had a few people say that helped them understand the situation better,
Yeah.
and it's like those kind of compliments are really that, you can't get much better than that. It's awesome to, even for, if you help one person, it's an awesome feeling. So it's pretty cool. And it's helped all of us.
Yeah.
We talk about it at different times. Heno talks about that. Like if or I'm sorry, some guy that's on the show talks about that.
Right.
If he, you know,
I was
like,
leaving it open for you.
right? If he misses a week and it's the same, like if we have to push back the recording for a few more days or something, you kind of feel that draw to it, you know, and it's weird. But it's cathartic for all of us, you know, and we've checked on each other a few times too. Like, you know, like there's the one time I asked Henno about something and he spent the next, you know, few hours thinking about it and was like, wow, I need to do that. And Jen did the same thing because, you know, something I said to her. So it's, you know, and I've done it where she said something to me and I'll be like, oh wow, I hadn't considered that. And, you know, it's nice just having someone that you know you can trust and is definitely coming from a good place talking to you about, you know, something that a lot of people don't want to talk to you about.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I it's interesting for me because I listen to the show a lot. And it's one of those shows for me that kind of in a selfish way, I don't promote it a lot. Like I'll retweet like stuff when you tweet it, but I don't promote it a lot because it's so personal for me and it helps me in a certain way, especially to hear Henno talk about stuff because I mean, I've known him for so long.
Right.
But it's like this weird, I don't know how to explain it. And it might come across negative. And I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I guess that's what it is. But it's like, it's so raw for me that I don't want to expose it to anybody else, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So it's like my own thing, but I think it's a great show.
Thank you. Yeah. I had someone, tell me once that they felt said pretty much the same thing, but they said that it was like sharing a family recipe.
Oh, that makes, totally.
That's why they
puts a
didn't
positive spin on it.
Yeah. That they didn't really want to share it because they felt like it was something that was theirs, you know? So.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I guess for me, it would be like sharing a family eulogy.
Right.
I'm totally playing.
Right.
Totally joking.
Right.
No,
which you can find over on their vlog.
We do lots of recipes.
Yeah.
But I think it's just something that's super personal. So if you tell somebody about it, it's like this connection that you have to make sure you want to make almost, if that makes any sense. So it's like, so here's this mental health podcast I would suggest. And you're like, what are you trying to say?
Right. Well, and for me, I still struggle with how my brain is changing and how I'm changing, how I'm feeling. So it's weird. There's that part that like it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to share that I relate with this yet because I'm just not there in maturity. So I'm like, let's see. I can say that I listen to Salty Language, or I can say that I listen to, Salty Language. My dick is big too.
Right. It's like, well, if I promote Salty Language, they promote the Crazy Life, so it'll work. You know, it's just a roundabout way of doing it. Yeah.
Right.
But I want to say, I think it's an awesome show, and I'm really happy to see how many people you guys are helping through it. That's really cool.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's awesome. That's why whenever someone mentions it to me, I always pass it along to Jen and Henno because I know it's, you know, who doesn't want an ego feed? But, you know.
You're not going to tell them what I said, though.
No one will ever hear this. This isn't getting released. Yeah.
The some guy part. Come up, though.
Yeah. Whenever you say some guy, I think of, what was it like?
Is it a soup?
Is it hot goo of some young guy? Cream of some young guy?
Some young guy?
Yeah. Right, there you go.
So
Tony.
when I lived in Portland,
did you work at a comic book shop?
Damn it.
We'll call back. But so there is like all the, you know, like little rock stars and all of that would like go to this one Chinese food place like after gigging because it was open like
After gigging.
You know what I'm saying?
Giggity.
But it was, I think that they all,
Going gigging.
I think they all hung out there because, wait for it, the name of it was Hung Farlow.
Wow. Yeah, that's why they hung out there for sure.
Yeah. That's what they hung out there. Yeah. They're like, hey, we're all going to meet at the Hung Farlow. And there's like this like pause and they're like, okay, we'll see you there.
Right.
Annalise and I, she used to ask me on Friday nights, hey, you gigging tonight? I'm like, I'm totally gigging.
And then a few months later, you found out she wasn't talking about the same thing you were. Yeah.
Oops.
Right.
My bad.
Yeah.
Tony, turn around.
No, love.
Man, I wish I could turn around and have a beer delivered.
I know, right? I'm going to have to go get one.
Jeannie, I could also use a topper offer.
Yeah.
Topper offer.
Just saying.
Annalise could use a topper offer. since I have the headphones on.
It's going to take me a little bit to get to California.
Wait.
It's all right, though. Wait.
Neil had an orange peel situation going. It's pretty cool.
Orange peel situation. Yeah, I got a little too close to the bottom of my brother's
Yeah,
shape.
Oh,
Sorry, Brian.
That was cool.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, what did you say? Hi.
How are you?
I have a cupcake.
Oh, I've got a cupcake too, honey.
terrible.
I am doing. I'm doing lovely.
Yep. Earbuds in.
I feel like Tony tricked me to come in here.
What? It's not like I had shit set up for this.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's funny.
What kind of cupcake?
Thanks for beer.
Irish car bomb.
Because St. Patty's Day.
Nice.
I would.
Racist. Yeah.
We celebrate violence with desserts.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was telling Neil that I just found a Guinness brownie recipe that I kind of want to try.
You just
I
buy some brownies and drink Guinness. That's
Well, that's
Just
solid.
dunk.
I found a Guinness float recipe that's it's vanilla ice cream, Guinness, and Bailey's Irish cream and chocolate sauce.
So pretty close to a car bomb. So this
Yeah.
is a.
It's an ice cream car bomb. It's an ice cream truck bomb.
There you go. Jesus. Oh man.
It's a Guinness chocolate cake with whiskey ganache because I didn't have Jameson. We had to use Whistle Pig, and then a cream cheese Bailey's frosting.
Very nice.
I'm in. I'd rather have that.
I like it.
I love the fact that you guys didn't touch that whistle pig for a while, and it got used as.
Yeah, she broke it out today, and I'm like, "Why are you cooking with this?" She's like, "Well, it's all we have."
Well, that's a good reason. Yeah.
I just need 2 tablespoons.
Yeah.
Whistle Pig's good burp.
Well, you did say for a special
You've had it
occasion.
for a year waiting for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Explosion cupcake.
I didn't want to use Hennessy.
Yeah.
That was my other option.
It's the official dessert of the IRA.
It's the official dessert of the Troubles.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Or Scotch, which also seemed wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. That goes in the face of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're UK, not Irish.
Right.
One of the
Can we hold up here?
love about the enthusiasts is your
Oh,
Beer Fest
keep it.
recaps, and Neil and I can't wait to make it out there one of these days and do that with you guys. And then we'll do Beer Fest,
Late October.
and then we'll be on yet another enthusiast, right?
You should come for Summer Beer Fest so I can go and have another heat stroke, and you guys can talk about that.
That's a great
Right.
idea.
You are never allowed to come
No,
to Beer Fest
or-
again, remember?
I mean, I don't know which is better.
Or it'd be worse if we go for Summer Beer Fest. Like we're just going to be watching Brian. Like, is it happening yet?
Yeah.
I think I should go. Back to the room, and we're going to be like, no, not yet, not yet. No, you're certainly not sick enough yet. Hold on.
Yeah, you're not almost falling over. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't seen you fall over yet. You're still
It's
The last one, they caught me. So,
yeah, I think Devry caught you.
yeah, Dev
But
caught
I
me.
wasn't with you, so I didn't
Right.
see it. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
I wish that were true.
I'm going to try that as an excuse. Well, did you see it happen? No. Well, then it didn't happen.
Right.
Well,
Well,
where's your proof, bitch?
well, Tate, that used to be the co-host on the show, she always used to tell us if she didn't remember it, it didn't happen. So, same idea. If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. It all holds.
Hashtag me too.
Totally remember my last appearance on the enthusiast. So
Really?
It happened.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, it's been recorded, so.
It happened.
Shit.
Yep. Or,
There was a lot of potty breaks and a lot of drinking.
Speaking of, did you want me to make you a beverage?
I would love for you to press my beverage.
that's not what I thought you were going with there. All right. I'm glad.
What are you drinking, Annalise?
What is my usual, Tony? It is a vodka tonic.
Okay, fair enough. A little lime in there too.
A little bit of lime. Yep, always. I do miss Nutty Jamaican. I do miss that quite a bit. That was our
Right.
drink together.
It was. I tried making one of those.
It's not the same,
But-
right? It's not
It's
the
not.
same.
Well, I didn't have rum cream. I had. I was at my mom's
Oh.
cottage, and I had Kentuckian or whatever.
No.
And instead of the Frangelica, I did
Right.
Bailey's, so
It's
it
not-
was
Cream
cream
on
on
top of
cream. And I was like, "This is terrible." Oh, I fucked up. That's
Ugh.
fine. I made a Irish Kentucky guy or something.
Extra cream.
It was not. Yes, he was. Yeah,
And
very fertile.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was
That's
not
funny.
good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to leave
Okay.
It was nice seeing you. Say goodbye to your
You
husband.
should wait for Neil to get back.
No, she was talking to me, Tony.
He just said bye, Jeannie, from the kitchen. So
Oh,
There. All right. I'll see you guys soon.
we'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Ow.
I mean, I wasn't gonna keep here, but these things hurt my head for some reason.
I want you to know, Brian, that I will not be taking a whiskey nap today.
Boo.
That's okay. There you go. Thanks, babe.
I gave you the last sound drop. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
So,
That's
I'm
fair.
good.
We've got a lot of mileage out of it. Yeah.
For sure.
Drop is terrific.
hmm
Just to let you know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. But
It still makes me laugh, like when I do one of these episodes, because sometimes we've had other things said, so I'll put that at the end. But if not, every time I play it back, as I'm listening to it, it still makes me laugh.
Yes.
You were so
Neil
defiant.
sent a picture of me flipping him off during that night too. So every now and then I'll get that in a text message.
Nice.
I'm like, why do you still have that? He's like, I will always have that.
Man. Dang,
That was a fun night.
if I would have known that existed, I would have been like, hey, send me that. It'll be the cover art for the episode.
Shit, I've said nothing. You know nothing. I know nothing. Nothing's happening.
Oh, no, I know now, so.
Neil's
So, yeah,
yelling
we
from-
definitely need to. We definitely need to convince you guys to come to Michigan and do a little of this Michigan Beer Fest situation.
Yeah. We definitely are planning on it. We were hoping that we were going to do it later this year. I'm not totally sure we're going to make it later this year just because of Neil's sister's wedding plans and
blow it
other
off.
stuff.
Out there?
Yeah,
I'd like to make it this year.
I would too. So we're
Wait.
trying to figure that out. But
Your sister's getting married, and we got no invite.
I know.
I know.
What?
Rude.
You mean again? Yes.
see, that's up to him to say. I didn't say that. So
My sister is insane.
The only thing I remember about your sister is she has the same birthday as Soundboard T,
Oh, that's right.
because we were
There's lots
drunkenly
of,
texting her that
yeah.
night.
Yes.
Yes.
in England.
I remember that too.
Yes, exactly. That was a fun evening.
Oh, my.
Which Soundboard T should text her whenever he wants.
I don't know if she still has her number.
We'll get it to him.
Okay.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
that. We got it.
We're good.
Right,
Yeah.
like on the wedding day, that'd be the perfect time.
Which I also, Brian, determined with Michelle today that when T gets older, he's going to become Black Panther.
That's pretty.
That's the second
like
best
it.
costume idea for T that there's been. So,
That's
Yes.
That's
great.
funny.
yeah.
And the
Menorah
other
T
was a
will.
wrestling costume, right?
No, it was Menorah T. I said he should
Menorah.
dress as a menorah.
Menorah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
For some reason, I wasn't feeling that one. I don't
No,
know.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I can't figure it out either. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
That's stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay. Where were we at? I don't know where
I don't
we're
know.
at.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went to go make beverages.
Well, we got derailed by cupcakes and beers and
Cupcakes and beer, and it turned into a whole situation.
yeah, I don't know.
That's what derailed us.
Yep.
Right. That was the point.
Yeah, we were
went off rails.
we were totally hitting all my talking points before. So
I saw
Those
all
were
of your
some
talking
expensive
points. We were
notes.
definitely hitting them. All the bullet points.
yes,
All the bullet notes.
my very extensive notes that said depth.
Oh, speaking of dogs, since I see yours popping into frame there,
Oh.
how's the old pooper on the pit bull?
It's funny you asked that.
Yeah, it's
That's
funny.
well, yeah, it
I'm
really
behind
is.
on podcasts, so
But,
you might have
yeah.
talked about it. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
He's doing very well.
Update.
However, his little rear end is sore from
Right.
I think all the stuff that was shooting out of it.
Mhm.
So I was actually, it's kind of funny when we started recording. I was our vet texted me back, but I was asking, I'm like, can we use Preparation H on the little guy because he's having some tough times, and
He's
she's like,
a little tender.
and then she writes back, she's like, well, that's a more of a pain thing.
We're like, yeah, it's a little sensitive.
She goes, Preparation H is more for pain, but you can use diaper rash meds like Desitin. So we have to go get some. We have to go get some.
Apparently, we have to go get our dog some Desitin.
for his little.
Wait, who
for
gets-
his little-
Who gets the privilege of applying it? That's it.
I would like to stop you there and say that today I used a little wipey to clean said dog's butt, and then also put some Neosporin on dog's butt. So I love that dog more than anything.
All right.
Obviously.
Apparently.
All right.
Tony,
Clearly.
the fact that you asked this question makes me think I am so happy because I come with an applicator attachment in my midsection. So I'm just going to put a little Desitin on my friend and apply it to
Buddy.
zero that way.
Your
What?
tail?
No?
No.
Yes.
Derailed. I think that goes against vet orders and such.
I
Yeah.
know the vet's going to be listen to this and go, oh, now I understand why his little rear is sore.
Mhm.
He's got-
No.
I get all the butt problems now.
Right.
No.
We're talking about Neil now, right?
Right. We play like a weird
No.
game of Attica in here.
No, we don't do that. But thank you for asking, Tony.
He's doing very well. He's
Good.
going to make it, which is the most important part.
Excellent.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's all.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to discuss who cleans up the dog's butt at your house? Neil usually
no.
does it, just so you know. But I got home
Oh,
first, and he needed some assistance. So
I've never encountered a dog butt problem. I have
Yeah, you have, but it's just gas.
and such.
I'm pretty sure that you're gonna at some point. So because
Yeah,
it's just
probably.
laws and averages and things like that.
Yay.
Here's a gross dog butt problem.
Oh,
Sometimes
why?
our dogs will
Ryan's
eat.
like, why?
Sometimes our dogs will eat stuff off the floor, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes Annalise's
Why?
hair will shed,
Mhm.
and then sometimes I'll go to the bathroom, and there's a giant Annalise hair that usually I have. I'm like, why is the dog dancing? Then I'm like, oh,
You have to pull hair out of their butt.
yeah.
That's like
It's
full
not-
start. No.
Wow.
Sorry, Brian.
What also
Sorry.
amazes me is when we haven't had familial relations, and then I have Annalise's hair in my underwear somehow. Like, how does that happen? I haven't seen her all
Yeah.
day, and I'm like, how did this happen?
I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know.
You're at the urinal dominating the
Look at
center.
Brian. Brian's like, hold on.
Brian's
Hold on.
like,
Everybody
I'm
stop.
gonna stop you there.
No, I have to ask Tony how it is that Annalise's hair gets in his underpants.
It's a crazy story.
Okay, all right.
We do spend a solid week together pretty much every year at this point.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just saying.
And when they say solid, it is.
Just
solid.
before she leaves, she just empties her brush into Tony's backpack.
Yeah.
No, I think it'd be
Excellent.
funny if we
Perfect for my
ready,
collection.
getting ready to go downstairs, like to whether they're seeing us off or we're seeing them off, and Annalise is just rubbing her hair in Tony's crotch. It's like,
As one does.
And are like, huh? Got another cupcake? Yeah, whatever.
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jamaica.
Well, all right.
Isn't that weird Indian goodbyes? What? Oh, no.
I don't remember seeing that one in the movies. Huh.
I know, right?
Maybe I'm not watching the right movies. Maybe I need to go through the saloon doors and watch some of those movies.
There you go.
Yeah. Those are the good ones are behind the saloon doors.
Right.
That's right.
Where they keep
right.
the westerns and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where all the guns are in a holster.
Mhm.
I actually
Yes,
have been
exactly.
meaning to tell you guys this story because
Oh,
you
Jesus.
guys talk about working at the video store
Mhm.
and how I remember Brian saying something about how he didn't mind having to clean the adult section.
Oh,
and
yeah.
in my head, I'm like, how do you not mind cleaning the adult section? That seems like the worst section to clean. But
I don't
Wait.
think he meant like wipe man juice off the shelves. I think he meant like put the videos back.
I mean, I'll say this. I'm pretty sure I've wiped that off of cases, but not in the adult room, but on returning, the things that they,
because you have to open them up and make sure they're okay and check them in so you've touched them.
yeah.
Talking about the patrons or the movies?
Yes.
Yes.
I open them up and touch them.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell you guys this story, and I was actually going to tweet it at you the week that story came out on your podcast, but it was way too long, so I was trying to wait for an opportune time to tell you, and here it is. So you guys know that I work for an engineering department, so I have tools, and I have a triple set of tools. I have all kinds of
We
Tool-
get it. You like tools.
I like a lot of tools, and I have 2 or 3 sets of tools. And there used to be a store in the town I lived in before I moved to this town called, this is the name of the store. It's called The Tool Sale. That's just the name of the store.
To sell or
Cool.
sale?
The Tool Sale.
Okay.
All right.
And it sold name brand tools, but also sold a whole bunch of Chinese knockoff tools.
Kind of like Harbor Freight.
But not as nice and
Okay.
a little bit smaller. The Tool Sale.
Wow.
But-
I wish it was
low
tools.
rent Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Yeah, little red hard. You can't go. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
right.
But it would have all these like weird tools to go along with like the normal tools, if you know what I'm saying. So like you could get like a thing of razor blades for like $2. So I'm like, I need this pack of razor blades. Who doesn't need a pack of razor blades for $2? Everybody does.
Right.
But the weirdest part about the store was that the second you opened the front door, at the very front door, it was like a concrete floor like most tool shops are. So it had a red line of paint. And the red line of paint like serpentined through the store. And if you followed the red line of paint, it led you to the back room with saloon doors that had porn in that.
Tool shop?
In the tool cell had porn for sale in the back room. So it is a tool shop that actually had like knife sharpening and all this weird stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they also bought and sold used like power tools. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool. So every now and then I would stop by there on my way to work. Sometimes I would actually meet a coworker there and we would buy tools and like charge it to work and buy like supplies and things like that.
That's a good cover for being able to redline it.
Good cover for sure. So we
I'm so glad that this is an excuse now because
yeah, right.
So the store is since closed, but we
there might be others. I'm just saying
for sure,
yeah.
like tools and porn, it's a thing. But so we were in there one morning at like I don't know 8 o'clock in the morning, and there was this guy like clearly wearing some sort of sweat/pajamas, and he was in line in front of us, and he was just buying a couple of DVDs of porn. So he came in at 8 o'clock in the morning and was buying porn.
Sure.
And so me and my coworker, again, who had just met there to buy tools, kind of look at each other, and we just kind of look down, and we don't say anything because you don't say anything,
right.
Obviously.
Oh, man, you should have leaned over and said, "Do you want us to sign that?"
Yeah. That would have been great.
We were leaving the store. He checked out and he left. And then we had like bought our purchases and we were left. And then we were about to get in like our separate cars and like go to work. And then he looks at me, he goes, "I guess that guy has his whole day planned, huh?" I was like,
wow, whole day.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's pretty nice of your coworker.
Well, I mean, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and you run down to the tool sale and you just buy a couple DVDs and then like leave. Like you definitely have a plan going, right? I'm like that's your day. That's your Wednesday. That's your Wednesday. The tool sale Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm. It would have been McDonald's for McMuffin. Then it would have been home, and then I would have been at work by like 8:45. It would have been
right. Now, Tony, how many times did you have someone come in at open, get 2 porn or 3 porn, and bring them back by noon?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. We also had a guy that would come in and rent every new one, but I'm convinced he was just copying them.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he would come in and get the stack of new ones and then come back later that day and bring them all back. And it's
right.
Like, this guy's really cranking them out. Or
when I worked at
one way or the other.
Yeah, he's cranking something out. Yeah, maybe both. Yeah, to be efficient.
Like I had shopped there several times without ever knowing what the red line on the floor was for. I never really thought about it. And so just one day, and literally there was like a red line up. I'm like, oh, I wonder where this goes.
Stop with your
goddamn
and then I'm like, squirrel.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
9 and squirrel.
So you'd go in the back and get the porn and then pay for it up front like everybody else?
You have to go back through the store to pay for it up front.
Wow.
With your power tools and knife sharpening.
I'm surprised they didn't have
reciprocating saw blades. I need this drill bit. Do you guys have any chalk for chalk line? Oh,
right.
And these porn.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a reciprocating saw blade with a dildo on
I was just gonna say, do you have like a giant fist I can attach to my drill? Yeah. So.
I'm just saying, it was like one-stop shop.
That's amazing though that they didn't put like a cash register in the back so that people could have a little privacy. You know.
Seemed upset about it or ashamed about it. Like it was literally, hey, here's a red line to the porn, so that way you don't really have to bother with like the rest of the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Just go right there. It's right in the back. Here you go.
Annalise shops at sex forward thinking, tool shops.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was
solid.
Excellent.
That's the thing is, it's like how many sex shops already are tool stores? When you think of it. So
Yeah.
I would
Fair enough.
way more often.
Exactly.
If they offered both.
Really? Because I will shop there right now.
Yeah.
If that's your thought.
I can just picture it.
Nice.
You guys go in there, Neil heads to the red line, and Annalise is like, "Ooh, razor blades."
She's like, I got razor blades for $2. I'm like, I got a boner for free back there. I don't want to call him a buddy of mine, the one who did almost all of my tattoos. When he had his own shop, he was always looking for like a way to make a little extra money. So they sell like Lucky 13 merchandise or something. And this guy came in and he wanted some tattoo work, and he's like, well, I don't have a lot of money, but I can get you like bootleg porns super cheap. And he's like, yeah, I'll sell them in the shop. That's fine. So it was like the guy would bring him in. The tattoo artist would pay this guy $1 a DVD, and then Alfonso could sell him for however much he wanted to sell them for. So he'd sell them for like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
But the DVDs, the porn DVDs, were the most racist.
Oh. That's not what I was expecting.
Like culturally insensitive porns that you could imagine, like little people porn, but it wasn't called little people porn, and like interracial
It was
porn.
called hilarious.
Yeah, but it wasn't interracial porn, and it was all super hardcore. He also ran a piercing shop in there, so there were some people that would bring like their younger kids to get their ears pierced, because everybody knows that getting your ears pierced by a professional versus like the gun at Claire's is much better for your head.
Correct.
I used to do that at Claire's. I used to shoot the gun.
Yeah, not good.
What? What?
So
Reinforcing Neil's point. No, I'm kidding.
Right. These moms would walk in, and there would be like, big bald Bob blasting, tiny Petunia, and it was like
A lot of alliteration.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's how it rolls, right?
Yeah,
That's the title.
it was.
That's the
Snow White and the Seven Dongs.
Yeah.
And he was like, whatever he was trying to pimp, he could care less. So he was just like, yeah, you want this? I was like, no. It's like, all right, whatever.
That's probably what it was. The dude's like sold various porn, and those are the ones he couldn't sell on his own, so he'd pawn them off on the dude for the tattoo shop.
Oh my God. It was the weirdest. I mean, it was so specific.
Yeah.
It was like interracial little people that like golden showers on Thursday, nothing below the waist.
Oh, you almost had my fetish nailed. Damn it.
I know.
Almost. I like a little something below the waist.
That's why I have so many tattoos, because I was like, I guess I gotta go buy another porn.
You just follow the red line?
I'm going to take some gum and this porn.
Yes.
Bald Bob porn.
Yes.
So,
Bald Bob?
Yeah.
Bald Bob's got it going on.
Yeah. Like, do you have parts 1 through 14? Because, yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing these from my collection.
Yeah.
It's a good point. That's another thing. It was like volume 7, volume 18. I was like, wait, what?
What happened in volume 1? I needed the story set up.
Yeah, seriously.
Nine had a few things she wanted to say, apparently.
I guess.
Yeah,
No?
apparently getting on mic.
Yeah.
I guess not.
No? All right.
All right.
I thought she had a porn story of her to tell.
Like, oh my God, let me tell you the stories I could tell.
Yeah. Like, let me tell you a story about Neil. Yeah.
They had black and tan Dobie on frickin' red Dobie. It was
No.
crazy porn.
No.
Now she's just scratching her. Okay, now she's scratching herself. That's
Anyway.
wrong.
Oh, so now she fits in better. Yeah.
And now we're all jealous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have like the red line in the comic shop?
No, we didn't.
We stayed away from that stuff.
Well, here's the thing. When we worked at the comic shop in high school, there were a lot of creeps that came in. And they always wanted whatever was the big titty. Yeah. Well, not just ElfQuest. There was a whole lot of stuff by, what was it, Avatar Press and...
Yes.
Who was the other one? Verotic Press, which is Danzig's.
Verotic?
Yeah, that's Danzig's comic label.
And the Fantagraphics magazine,
Yeah.
was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fantagraph, there you
But,
go.
and whatever. If people like us, I don't care about that. But it was just like the guys who came in for it were just the creepiest dudes you can imagine.
Boy.
You know?
Are you wearing a trench
we're like-
coat?
Yeah. Like, as guys, they made us uncomfortable. I can't imagine what they were like around a woman, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Because they were the type that they would get that and be like, man, look at the tits on her, kind of a thing. And we're like, really, dude? Like...
It's ink on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
That's great.
Yeah. Like, I can draw those. I don't need to buy those. So, yeah.
Have you seen the red line?
Yeah, the red line was just out the door.
Yeah, went right to a raging inferno.
Yeah. Hey, man, we're not a hardware store.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think, like, for me, that was why I was like, yeah, we're not going to so much handle this stuff when we have our own place. So.
Yeah.
Plus, honestly, we had a lot of kids in there for Magic the Gathering, so I wanted parents, like, if they walked in, I wanted them to feel like this was a fairly, safe environment for the kids. So.
That would be such a mixed message. You're like,
yeah,
comics, and we're kid friendly and porn.
Yeah.
That
We
corner's
serve
over
up
there.
a hell of a steak dinner, though.
How'd you know? We never talked about that.
Welcome to all the strip clubs.
Yeah.
Tony was always outside on the
don't know.
grill,
Is that a thing in
Right.
Michigan? Is sort of like a good dinner at the strip club? Because that's a thing in some other cities.
Well,
so.
she wants to know before we visit.
Right. You know, what are we going to do
Well,
when that's over?
we'll definitely go to strip clubs in Michigan versus Ohio, because the ones in Toledo, they all have to wear pasties. In Michigan, they don't have to, because,
Oh, not full nude. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
rude.
You okay?
Man, take it down.
Jesus.
Neil's like, okay, yeah,
He's
let's
getting
make
ready.
this happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Neil's sister went to a vegan strip club in Portland.
What?
She goes all
That's
the
a
time.
thing.
Said Portland.
She's danced there.
Okay.
No joke. I'm
No
not.
joke. She's actually dancing. But
Now, was it
Yeah.
vegan because
Vegan
of,
strip club.
yeah, I was going to say because of
Yeah.
their fare, or because just overall the whole club was, like, vegan?
Yeah.
well, because most strip clubs, especially in Portland, serve food, and
Okay.
they're actually known for serving good food. So they want everyone to know that they serve vegan food.
Isn't
okay.
something wrong with your strip club if you're known for food?
Yeah, I'd rather be known for like strong drinks and titties.
Yeah, like I wouldn't take my car to a mechanic that's known for his croissants.
I kind of
Hold on now. Hold on. First of all, it's croissant.
Good point.
Second of all, don't you be besmirching croissants on our show.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm
All
just
right.
saying that if I want my brakes fixed, I don't need a good croissant.
While you're waiting.
But it's a bonus, right? I mean,
This is
Ryan's
true.
gonna fight me till the death with
Yeah,
this.
a nice
Listen,
flaky, buttery pillow of goodness while you're getting just hammered on the price for the brakes.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I
well, they
just
bend
had-
you over the hood.
Yeah.
the point is that a lot of people say, like, well, they serve a really good steak at that strip club, so we go there for the food. But if you're going to go there for the food and you happen to be vegan,
Yeah.
how does that work out for you? So
Well-
they made a vegan strip club. So now you can say, hey, have you been there for the food? It's amazing. Oh, also there's this naked girl up there dancing.
So you have to pay
Also-
a cover
Yeah.
charge to go get a steak?
There's usually not a cover charge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's usually like a 2-drink minimum, and then
Yeah, the drinks are
This
like
is-
$600.
This is
Yeah.
Portland people.
whether it's guys or girls, are going to dance for you. Then afterwards, are actually going to have a conversation with you and probably sign your yearbook, and you'll be friends with them forever.
Cool.
It's probably not even naughty. From the whole family, like the whole
Right.
family comes out like, oh, and here's dad, and he's like, woohoo, and here's mom, woohoo, and here are the kids, woo.
It got
Whoa.
weird stuff.
Kids
Whoa.
over 18.
Okay.
Over
Yeah. All right.
18.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what kind of? Where are we all of a sudden?
Yeah.
What country is-
Like, wow, this
Right.
somehow this got weird.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of a sudden we're in
I'm
Thailand.
just saying they know that if you're out and about,
Mhm.
about town, if you will, you probably get a little hungry. That's all I'm saying.
That's interesting.
You know what I could go
For
for
vegan
some
bag,
vegan fare.
tofurkey and some titties.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
sure. That's dude, tagline. Right
That's
there.
a great sale, Tony.
Yeah,
I think my strip club would be a W, but it would actually be double V, so it'd be vegan badge. Yeah.
Then I have to ask all those questions again. Like, is the vagina vegan, or is the club vegan, or see? It's
Yeah.
it's just too confusing. I don't like to think if I'm going to the strip club.
TNT, is that licensed already?
I would imagine.
Probably, yeah.
You just have it in really small print under the T.
I agree.
Tofurkey titties.
Yep.
Tofurkey and titties.
That's
Everybody
not bad.
drives their Subarus up there. It's great.
Oh no.
Of course.
All right, Tony. I guess we're moving out west.
That's like making like a racial joke. Like I can make that joke. I owned a Subaru. It's okay. You know,
It's fair. Yeah.
it's like
You're in the
I've
clear.
lived in Portland and owned
yeah.
a
Well,
Subaru. I am like
getting there.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
No, I'm also that.
I'm
Old.
7% Jewish, so I can make those jokes.
Whew.
Just saying.
Oy.
Oy vey.
Brian's not buying that shit.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if our local strip clubs are known for food, but I'm not a huge strip club
Yeah,
goer.
nor am I.
personally.
So you're like a medium strip club, like every now and then?
Yeah.
It's certain vacations. My friends drag me into them, basically. Yes.
Nice.
Someone's birthday, bachelor party, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. If I'm going, I'm not going for a meal, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're really not either. It's just.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Well, there we go. There's our travel show, Tony. It's you and I going around to strip clubs, tasting the food.
Yes, it's like diners, drive-ins, and dives, but not.
Mm-hmm. This could possibly be your guys' YouTube channel. I
Yeah.
know that you've been segueing from your couple of podcasts into the YouTube. So, I'm just saying.
Don't do it.
No?
What?
Like, sir, you can't film here. Like, we have a vlog.
Oh, by all means.
Yeah, we have the vegan badge vlog.
Yeah.
Now we've got WV.
They're like, oh, you're from that
For the
vlog.
girls, we're here to review your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Ladies, put some clothes on.
Yeah.
And can you bring me some salt?
Yeah. I'm trying to eat.
Jesus, get away from my food.
From like the knees
Exactly.
down. Don't worry about it. Knees down. Knees down.
Oh, wow.
Or even better, guys, put your clothes on. Now bring me some salt.
Yep. Hey, listen, if the food's good, no.
Right that dog away and bring me a kielbasa.
Oh, no.
No, not that one.
Or, you know what? Let's just do both.
Yeah. It's like, do you have any small kielbasas in this place?
Do you have a bun for that thing? Or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
that's me. Sorry. My bad.
Wow.
I'm the bun in this conversation.
Are you? Oh.
Amen. Ooh, that's what I want. I think I want to start a strip club where the outside looks like a church.
Well, going to church.
Yeah.
I bet you that exists. How does that not already exist? Hey, sweetie, go to church. The church? You know that has to be a bar or a strip club. You know it.
Yeah.
Someone
I mean, there's some breweries up in Grand Rapids that are in churches.
Portland is, I think. Oh no, it's not in Portland. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, did you know that she lived in Portland for a while?
No. I was going to say Novato here by us. It's a town by us. It has the most churches per capita of any town.
How about Jamaica?
In the United States.
No, Jamaica's not in the United States.
Exactly.
Right.
Jamaica has the most churches per capita.
Jamaica,
Next
Queens.
to every bar
Is
a
a church.
because that's right after church. You just walk down the street to the bar.
Or
Makes sense.
during church, you're like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We're gonna. This
I'm
is
Catholic. This is okay.
going on a long time.
Yeah, how would you? I'd like to be Buddhist and stuck in Jamaica. You're like, seriously? Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure you're going down that road, but if so, you're not a very good Buddhist, maybe.
These fuckers, let's shoot them.
Yeah.
I don't think you got the religion right,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh,
Whoa.
me and Tony are like, what?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
peace through any means necessary.
Yeah.
what is
Whoa.
peace through superior firepower.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. One crazy Buddhist.
Brian, you wearing a Batman shirt?
Yes.
I can't see it really.
Brian, are you wearing Wonder Woman underwear?
Yes.
Is that Alan Moore Batman? I can't tell. Who is that?
I don't know.
These are-
It's just, yeah. It's I don't know. I don't recognize the
I think
artist.
it's a Bruce Wayne.
Tony.
Is it Bruce Wayne Batman?
It is a Bruce Wayne Batman for sure. I just thought I can kind of make it out, but it's like right in the line of your microphone.
Do you
so
see
it's-
what Annalise is doing? She's angling for this whole. Let's talk about when I worked in a comic shop.
Yeah.
That is not at all what
Right.
we've already talked about.
She worked in a comic shop that was inside an old church, I believe, is where we were going, right?
Yeah. And also a strip.
And also a strip club.
And big fan of the vegan badge.
Yes, all those. All those.
Yeah. All I can imagine is a vegan can of Spam.
No. Mm-mm.
No? Well, I'm just saying.
That's a
Maybe.
vegan badge.
So weird. Okay.
Like they're dancing on the pole and they just bring out like this can of Spam. It looks like Spam, but it's not Spam because it's not meat. It's vegan. What would that be called?
Well,
Spam?
is spam meat?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Meat?
Yeah.
Conglomerate of meat?
Yes.
It's the overseer of meat.
Yeah.
There.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what vegan spam would be exactly.
Probably some sort of tofu item.
Some sort
That's
of
been
veggie legions.
soaked in
Probably what's
meat
like in the
tasties.
bottom of my compost pile.
I was about to say something terrible, but I don't want to.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
This
going
is
to
the
stop
Salty
you?
Language program.
It would probably look like Zero's butt right now.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Tender and
Poor
red.
Yes, exactly.
I like that. I just love you had to lead with tender. That was nice, setting us up with oh.
Like, oh.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, hi.
We should say Zero is our son, just for people that don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's fair.
I mean, it would work, because that kind of thing happens to kids too. So, yeah.
Holy
Is
hell.
Napa, what's up?
No, go ahead. Is Napa...
Let's say, is Napa dog friendly? Can you take your dogs around to the various bars and restaurants and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They just have to dress them up like humans.
Well, kind of. It's like rich white person carrying their dog everywhere.
Oh.
It's not always that
Yeah.
way. The local shelter this past year went to a no-kill status, which was a huge deal. So,
So there's a lot of pit bulls there now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Aw. Pit bulls and chihuahuas, yeah.
No, but actually Napa is really cool about you can take your dogs to almost every restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And most restaurants cater, they'll have water bowls and this and that. And even if you have dogs that aren't super friendly with other dogs, they have areas okay, we'll put you over there so you can have your dog and we'll put the other people with dogs over here. So it is, and you can walk them downtown and it's no big deal at all.
It's like a smoking and non-smoking section.
Right. Right.
Like, is your dog aggro? Yes.
So
Totally.
the cool thing is there's a big park downtown, and during the summer they have bands on Friday nights. So and it's all free or whatever. So you just bring a blanket and sit down, and you can bring your dogs and all that. And this year, starting, and they're already setting it up now in preparation for summertime. They're starting to do the bathrooms, the self-cleaning bathrooms. Have you guys heard of those?
No.
So it have them in San Francisco, and I think they're normally 50 cents.
They started in France,
Yeah, they're 50 cents. And
which doesn't make any
Behind the
sense
French.
to me.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's just so that there's they can be locked most of the time. So you put
okay.
2 quarters in and it unlocks, and it's basically an aluminum cube, and it has a toilet and a sink, and you go to the bathroom and you wash your hands, and it gives you a certain amount of minutes to do that, and you have to be out of it, and then it washes itself.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's motion activated.
Okay. I was going to say, what if you're not out of there?
So
you have a certain amount of time.
So what happens is the lights shut off, and if the lights are off for a couple of minutes, then it washes.
It
So
hoses
if the
itself
lights shut
down.
off and you start, waving your arms, it'll
Right.
turn back on and it'll reset.
Okay.
This
But
sounds like an
every-
excuse for creeps to just beat off on the walls and stuff.
It literally hoses itself down. So they're
That is
going to do
fascinating.
in downtown Napa, so that way you can be out and about and stop in and use a clean, sanitized bathroom.
But the cool thing about it too is because people are like, well, then you can just go in there and set up. If you're a person without a home, you can go in there and set up camp and just keep saying, no, I'm in here. But if you're, I think it's 20 minutes. If you're in there for longer than 20 minutes, it will call the police and say the door hasn't opened in 20
Right.
minutes. Check to see if this person's okay.
I was hoping you're going to say 20 minutes is just fire. Lots of fire.
And
So
for
it's
two,
full
for-
Blade Runner scorched earth on it.
Yeah.
one is somebody might be making that their home, and two, that somebody might be actually in distress. And needs
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, fire solves this problem.
It's,
Right.
Exactly.
He's got
Exactly.
a point. Yeah,
So
it does.
Tony, you have children. You may have mentioned it on the podcast.
Indeed.
You may be at a point where you might have 2 teenagers.
I have 2 teenagers. Yes.
How does that feel?
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little weird. I mean, considering next year in theory my son could be out once he graduates from high school.
Right.
which is great. I got so many plans for his room. But,
Podcast studio, what?
It's funny you bring that up. When I moved out, I thought my parents would be really bummed. I think it,
Right.
no joke,
Stripper
I think
pole.
it took 10 days, and they remodeled my room.
Right.
Started to remodel my room.
Right. Stripper
so you can
pole
come
and
home,
everything.
like,
Yeah.
expecting your pennants up and stuff. And
This is the thing that pissed me off is that I had a lot of posters because I was one of those young men that had pictures of other men on their wall because I'm like, I'm a little rocker kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like a couple of like really limited like Motley Crue pictures that came out of like, remember the old picture discs? Like you could buy vinyl with a picture on it.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of those and my parents just ripped them off the wall like they were wrapping paper, threw them away.
Wow.
like, I don't know who these chicks are, but they're going to get
Right.
God damn.
Yeah.
That boy really likes leather.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with it.
You can talk dirty to the trash, mister.
Yeah. So, but here's the question I have as a parent.
Yeah.
As you see your kids get older and you know what you did at their age, do you think they're doing the same things you did at their age, or do you think they're doing more or less? And I don't mean good or bad. I'm just saying life experience in general.
It's hard to say because it's like such a different world from when I was to his, like my son's age, for instance. Because everything for him is internet based now.
Right.
You know, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm hanging out with my friends on Xbox, and that's what they do. You know, and occasionally they all get to go and play D&D and stuff like that too, because they're nerds.
Don't let him start a podcast.
Too late.
He kind of has. He has his own YouTube
Really?
channel. He has his own YouTube channel.
Oh,
Him and his
freaking
buddies.
hell. Let me know.
I don't know what it is. He showed me a video today. He's like, what do you think of my transitions, Dad? You know,
That's awesome.
Are they all Star Wives? No.
it should be. But I mean, I don't know. It is weird, but he's a way different kid than I was. I was kind of a little troublemaker at times. He's for sure not.
Right,
So it's way different. I'm more concerned with my daughter because she's like a little firecracker.
Yeah.
I mean, just yesterday, you know, she's like, "Hey, Dad, can we go to science fair?" I'm like, "Okay, we'll go." And then she puts on a dress and gets all fancy looking.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Nice.
"What is this?"
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got there, she ditched me.
I
I'm like, I see how it is. Nice.
don't blame her. I mean, that's a good move right there.
So yeah, I'm more worried about her. But yeah, I don't know. It is different. It is weird.
Brian, I was thinking about this when I saw Tony talk. I guess I want to say it was yesterday, but I know it's been a while because you said, "Oh my God, now I have two teenagers." I don't know how well I'd handle life like growing up as a teenager now, because I enjoyed my teenage life. Like I had a good high school career, which I always feel terrible when I hear about kids like having a sucky high school career. Think of it this way. When I was a freshman, Heno was a senior. That's my introduction to high school. So it was amazing. I'm like, high school is chicks and beer? Hell yeah. This is awesome. I also blame him for the fact that I didn't finish college too, but that doesn't matter.
That's a whole different.
Yeah. There's also
Besides the point.
It was just a whole bunch of chicks
Right.
and beer.
Doesn't matter.
So.
But I was thinking about this, and I thought about you, Brian, because of everything that you have to deal with day to day. Like, how do you think now, with all the technology and everything, like high school would be for you? Because I know for me, I think it would be super overwhelming. If this was asked of me like pre-concussion brain scramble, it'd probably be a different answer. But now it's like, I don't know if I could deal with it this way. For me, dealing with the people face to face and in real time was a lot easier because I don't get.
Yeah, you know, it was funny because back when we talked about after watching that, what was that show called on Netflix? 13
Reasons Why.
Yeah. When I watched the one thing, they were talking about how kids now, the bullying, like when we were kids, stopped at the end of the day. You know, like once you were off the bus, the bullying pretty much would stop. Exactly. You know, like because you were pretty much home, or you know, unless there was that random time, maybe someone would follow you home or try to pick a fight or just pick on you, whatever.
But once you got in the house,
yeah, it was over. Yeah.
Right.
Whereas now you still can, on a phone, computer, whatever, you're still getting, stuff on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. They can bully people literally 24 hours a day now. So in that aspect, it'd probably be horrible for me. But on the other side, what I've found is that how Twitter has really helped me as far as my depression goes, because there's someone awake all the time. So a lot of times late at night when I get like racing thoughts or whatever, I can find someone to talk to. And there's so many people because, it connects so many people from all over that, you start talking about, oh yeah, I have depression, and there'll be like 10 other people that'll be like, oh yeah, me too, kind of a thing. So in that aspect, it would be better.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's interesting. The thing that makes it more scary also makes it more easily approachable to deal with too. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The thing that makes it more makes it less.
Yeah. I've said a various amount of times that I kind of wish, something like Twitter was around when I was in high school, because it could have really helped. Instead of just keeping everything to myself, I might have talked with others. Like even something like Reddit, there's, cause there's a subreddit on that site for everything. So
boy, is there.
years ago, I looked for depression, which is, r/depression. And I've been in there off and on over the years and talking with people. And it's interesting because they talk about, medicines they've been on or just their experiences and that stuff, much like doing the podcast and stuff. Talking helps. You don't realize it until you start doing it. Once you start, you're like, wow, I should have been doing this all along, So, yeah.
I will say this, and not that you want to go down this rabbit hole, but the one cool thing, one of the cool things I have found with the whole vlogging thing is there's a lot of really cool vlogs of people who are dealing with different types of head injuries, depression, this and that. Mm-hmm. And what is neat is then you can actually see them, and it makes it real. Like I found a couple people that are dealing with a lot of the stuff that I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. And it was like, holy crap. You're like, I don't know. I guess in my head, I still have a little bit of that. Like you think of somebody dealing with an issue and you don't expect them to look like you.
Yes.
Even though you're dealing with the same issue. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to find people that look just like me. I mean, you know what I mean? Not exactly like me, because nobody looks like this.
No one glistens serious. Brighter.
Right.
No one glistens this much.
Nope. I've got sunglasses on right now. People can't see it, but I can barely look at my screen.
My God, the Neil's so bright he's got to wear shades. That's a dad joke for everybody out there, just so you know. Thank you. But it's a neat connection to make where you can actually see somebody, and because they don't have the immediate response like a podcast or even a Twitter, that it's neat. You can see the cycle that their brain goes through on even helping themselves, and you're like, oh my God, I do that same thing. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I do. Like if I was a teenager now, I don't think I've got the chops to keep it up. That's just,
yeah.
I mean, like Tony, like you were saying, like going to the science fair and getting ready to go and then put on a dress. You're like, there was nobody here to say you got to do that. Like I didn't see anybody come by the house and say, we're going to do this, or the phone didn't ring. Like back in our day, right? Like somebody would call and you'd be like, yeah, oh, it's for you. Don't stay on the phone all night. No, I won't,
Yeah.
You hang up first.
A ruse so she could go see somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Clearly,
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She saw you and was like
rude.
rude.
To the hardware store, it's fine.
Exactly, right?
What if you need a tool? I don't know.
Oh yeah, you do. You said, did you say you needed one?
I can't reach you.
There we go. That's good enough.
What everyone can't see is they were just reaching under the table. It was pretty lewd, but
the whole thing started because I saw your I think it was a tweet, Tony, and I Snapchat, and I got terrified.
Neil, I don't tweet.
Yeah, come on, I tweet. I don't Snapchat.
I'm working on the Snapchat thing. But even though I don't have kids, like when I saw your snap, is that what the kids are calling it? When I saw your snapper, when I saw your
I do show my snapper all the time.
He does.
Yeah. I was terrified because I'm like, holy crap. How do you keep count of what your kids do these days?
Mm.
It's, I mean, we've always been very much like, because there's the helicopter parents and then there's us.
Right.
Like we had to go to a meeting for Logan so we could do honors classes and whatnot. And it was basically geared for helicopter parents. And they pretty much said, if you're not paying attention to what your kids do all the time, you're a bad parent. And we don't do that.
Right.
We're like, I know, right?
Yeah.
So
you guys drink way too much for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
At some point.
But I like our whole, parental whatever format is try to raise them right. They make their own decisions and hopefully they turn out to be good people. Don't be a dick is basically what we tell them.
Right.
And so far it's worked out pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like I was the kind of kid that you have. Like, I think that I was like,
this is going to make when you rub your hair on his crotch even weirder.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Am I making it weirder? I feel like I was like your kid. What? No. I was.
I feel like I came out of your junk.
No, wait for it.
It's like I was once in your balls, and
No.
now I'm sitting here when we're podcasting.
I was just trying to say.
Are you Tony's vasectomy doctor?
I was brought up in a similar way, and I turned out okay. Is all I was trying to say.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And you worked in chemistry.
And I mean, we do check in with the kids, because it is hard with social media and all that, and we can tell when they're not feeling great and we got to check in with them, but I'm not going to be like, let me see your phone. Let me see what you're doing. They got to have their own life too,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've called my mom from like a high school party and said like, I could use a ride home. And she's like, all right, where you at?
She's like, why are you drunk at a high school party? Yeah.
And no, I was more like, my ride's drunk. I'm going to need a ride home if you want me to get home safe tonight. And she's like, I will be right there.
Oh, you meant then. Okay. I thought you meant now.
If I called my parents and said that, I don't think I'd be here right now.
My parents.
However, I had my sister call me many a time saying, dude, I'm hammered. Come and get me. And I'm like, yeah.
You need a twofer. You need siblings, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that was
I mean,
go ahead.
I was like, we have a fully stocked liquor cabinet. I always have delicious beers in the fridge, and neither one of my kids have ever gotten into anything. And we always told them, if you want to smell it, if you want to take a sip, by all means. And they've tried like, can I just take a sip of that? And they're like, oh God, it tastes like cleaning fluid.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I think if I was like, do not touch the liquor cabinet, they'd for sure be getting into it.
Exactly.
I want you to do that from now on, Tony.
And do not. And we've always told him, like Logan, when he goes over to a friend's house, I'm like, hey, if for some reason something crazy happens, you need a ride, just call.
Yeah, that's how my parents were too.
And, it doesn't.
That's
whatever
good.
happens. But we want to make sure you're safe.
Yeah. Although I will say
We'll
the
give
first
you a
time,
verbal beating later.
yeah, the first time where I knew I was going to have to come home and I was hammered, I called my brother because he lived fairly close. And he came and got me, and I just stayed at his house. But yeah, because I did not want to call my mom and dad.
That's what siblings are for, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how I was with my sister.
Yeah.
Because my dad can be very strict. So I was like, listen, just call me. I won't say anything. When I was a freshman, Hannah was a senior, and his best friend, Brendan, was also a senior. And there was a big party at Brendan's house. And my good friend, Nate, who was also a freshman, they let us go to the party, and they were playing quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone picked on us, of course, because we were the young kids, and we got trashed. Not on purpose. We didn't know what the hell was going on, but we got trashed. So Nate and I lived down the street from where the house where the party was, went home, and I mean, I was so drunk I couldn't put the key in the door. My mom let me in the front door. I passed out in bed. I got sick several times during the night. And then the next morning, my dad had to go to work. So my mom was like, hey, I need some help around the house. And I'm trying to act like I'm fine. Everything's good.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, so I need you to clean the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. So she set down a big pail that had water and bleach in it. Mm-hmm. And she pretty much locked me in the bathroom. As soon as I smelled the bleach, I was sick for maybe a good 6 or 7 hours straight in the bathroom. So it was like her little way of like, I know you're not good, gonna hide you from dad, but I'm gonna make you pay at the same time.
Right. You will be punished.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's funny whenever I clean the bathroom and any cleaning solution that I use that smells like bleach, I can describe that bathroom.
Right. It all
Like-
comes rushing back.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
right.
Yeah.
Funny.
Wow.
So Tony,
So good luck, Tony.
yeah, man, I'm with you. I feel you, and we don't even have kids.
It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
turned out all right, man.
yeah. And as I'm a little obviously a little biased, but I think I got a couple good kids.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
you know.
For sure. I did not turn out all right.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck with that. No, but you and Jeannie come across as those kind of parents that are in tuned with your kids in a way that most parents wish they were, but they're too busy having their poodles groomed. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I
think-
hear you.
Yeah.
'Cause Neil's
Nothing
parents
against
have
poodles.
a
Poodles are
poodle.
awesome. No.
Your parents have a poodle.
Yeah, but you don't grim a pit bull. You don't grim a Labrador.
Well, that's true.
You
Okay.
groom a poodle.
Well.
Or as my mom says, you prune a poodle.
Oh,
That seems
in her-
accurate. Yeah, that seems a much
So
better.
you've heard my mom. So in her lovely accent, she
Mhm.
likes to say like, I'm going to take Oliver to get pruned. I'm like, that's not what you're doing, but
You're
all
a
right.
landscaper?
Yeah,
That's
he's a
fine.
bonsai. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Neil's dad grows bonsai, so that's also
See?
accurate.
He should prune the poodle.
Yep.
You should.
Yeah.
Too funny.
No, but you guys come across as parents that like you kind of you're in tune with your kids and you're comfortable with the fact that you know they're going to make mistakes and learn on their own, but you're going to be
Yeah.
there to help them versus the parents that like don't make a mistake, and if you do, I'm going to whatever parents do these. I don't know what parents do. They take
I
away
mean,
their cell phones. I would like no more iPad for you.
Pretty
you know,
much.
whatever.
We're not parents.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
we're
turn off
strict
power.
when we need to be.
Yeah.
No more
know.
cow knee bones for you. Whatever you do.
Yeah,
I mean,
what-
honestly, best thing ever. The best thing I ever came up with to punish my kids was change the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no internet or
That's
no
It's the
electricity.
easiest thing to do. It completely fucks up their world.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
amazing because
You know?
when we were kids, there was no one thing like that you could do that would completely fuck our world up like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you could take video games away, and you're like, okay, I can still read my comic books and listen to music. You know, or
Yeah,
you
you're
take
like,
one.
it's freaking Atari. What do I care?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
where now it's like,
I mean,
I'm taking your internet, and you're like, no.
The
Yeah.
first time I did it, I changed it in the morning when I went to school, and I just left them a note like, "Hey, you guys haven't been doing your chores. Wi-Fi password's changed. Do your chores, and then ask me what it is." That's all it took.
Solid.
That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I have to say that
It works.
my mom was always constantly trying to figure out how to punish me. And
She tied you to a tree.
Well, yes, that's true. I was a little hyper. I don't know.
I remember that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it? Can you believe that she might have been a little hyper?
No.
Ah,
But she was
No.
constantly trying to figure out how to punish me because I was always like, it's like she would adapt and I would adapt and she would adapt and I would adapt and I was like, is that the best you got?
Oh, no, no,
And
no,
she was
no,
like,
no,
oh,
no. She
Let
didn't-
me try harder.
She didn't
Hold on.
adapt. You broke her,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Now I'll tie you to a tree."
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I
No,
feel
that-
like tying to a tree is leveling up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like we're at DEFCON 5.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
at that point you don't give a crap what anybody in the neighborhood thinks anymore. That's like slapping your kid in public. You're like, you know what? Screw you. I'm tying you to the tree.
Yeah. Yep.
Parents are coming by like, how could you? And they're like, well, frickin' you take her.
It was a turning point for sure, but
Life lesson.
Yeah.
Tree bar sucks.
Oh my goodness, she's dying now.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Good.
She
She's
went, then
Tree memories
then she went to the hardware store and got
Yeah.
some porn and a
all day.
chainsaw to cut down that tree.
Damn
took
right.
the day
Lumberjack
off.
porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, lumberjack.
Yeah.
porn.
And her day till noon was all full up then. Yeah.
Right? Till noon.
True.
Yeah. Man, I wish it wasn't till noon. It would be nice till it was like 8:15. Freaking save me a lot of work.
Take
Well-
a break, buddy.
Neil, you can make it till noon. Just take more time cutting the tree down.
Yeah, I wish I could. It's funny how fast the tree grows and how fast it falls. I don't know.
Nature's a beautiful thing.
It is. Well, for me, Annalise, not so much.
Wait, what?
She keeps saying she wants to be back to the city. I don't understand why.
That's why you go to the tool store. Yeah, exactly. We get it. It's fine. We're all adults here.
The tool cell is what we should do.
What
I hear. What?
I swear to God, every time we say that, it sounds like tool cell.
Tool cell. Can I not say it right?
I'm sure you're saying it right, but
I'm kind of with you.
Cell.
The first time she said it, I thought she said sale or sell. I mean, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
After that, I was like, Neil's just crazy. But you know,
Just walk into Home Depot and be like, "Where's your guys' porn section? I can't find a red stripe."
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, all these red stripe jokes, and we never made a red stripe joke.
Nope.
Speaking of Jamaica and red stripe,
I could go for a red stripe.
Neil today got in frozen form.
Did you say Neil or Nail?
Nail.
Neil.
She said nail.
Brought home frozen meat patties.
Oh, yes. I found grocery outlet. So here it is. What is it? 4 patties?
I guess
4 patties was like $1.50. I don't know how good they're going to be.
Now, did it say meat?
No, on the box it does say like Jamaican style meat patties.
Yeah.
So, that sounds questionable.
Did Tony ever tell you about the meat patties from Jamaica?
I don't know if you did or not.
It's really just a whole bunch of meat cooked in a pastry shell.
Oh, yeah. He definitely did. Okay.
It's just a whole bunch of meat. So is it like hamburger meat? Is it like a steak? Is it sliced meat?
Shredded steak, I guess?
No, it's like hamburger meat.
No, she pronounced it right. It's steak? All the meat has air quotes or question marks.
Yes, exactly. Meat?
Like if you've ever seen like a little empanada pie, or there's weird little like Hostess pie things that used to be like lemon or cherry, it looks the same except for there's meat in it. Just meat.
They're pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But, we found them frozen, and so that is part of our dinner this evening.
Oh, okay.
See,
that's way different, because when you said meat patties at first, I was just thinking like just 4 hamburger patties. I was like,
you're like, how is that special?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah. All right.
Now, see, in our neck of the woods, right up the road from my work, operating out of a gas station, is this place called Jamaican Spice. And I haven't had the food there, but they've now since opened up a separate restaurant, so it must be okay.
It's
right?
enough money and business to open up a second location.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but the second location is not in the greatest neighborhood.
Okay.
The gas station one's probably got better food anyway.
But it's enough to make me go,
What's really funny is the Jamaican meat patty, the veggie version, is delicious. All the versions are delicious. They have a meat version and a veggie version and
a
it's
chicken
delicious.
version.
A chicken version, right? But they're all delicious. So
can you get the veggie one at the strip club?
I bet you could.
Probably could.
What?
Good question.
That's actually what the dancers.
It comes warm right out of the pocket.
Oh no!
Oh my!
Boy, does it. Yeah, but $1.50 for 4.
Yeah,
that's questionable.
Yeah,
super sketchy.
We're all going to get sick. Don't worry about that.
Sure.
I'm sorry if you guys come, but is there a grocery outlet? Is grocery outlet like nationwide?
Oh, I don't know. Do you guys have a grocery outlet?
Nah,
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a discount grocery store. It's where you want to buy your food because that's where you want to skimp.
So it's kind of like an Aldi.
The funny thing is,
what's an Aldi?
Aldi's, right?
Also discount grocery.
Yeah,
I've been to one in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it used to be just basically just all generic food. But
in Wisconsin,
it is very much like a grocery outlet, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like all generic food, but they actually carry like decent stuff now. Like you
can go in there to an Aldi and be like, oh, they have this like this weird European cheese studded with pecan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Whereas before it was.
Ours always has like that Annie's healthy vegetarian frozen meals.
Ours has ours has name brand.
Yeah.
Actually, most of it is name brand.
Yeah.
Except for these Jamaican patties that were probably going to kill us.
So true.
Well, what's really nice is we're going to give a little bit to 9. We're going to have some, so then our butts will match zeros.
Oh, no.
Excellent.
Wow.
We're going to have matching butts.
Wow.
That's going to be our Christmas card. That would be a good Christmas card.
They're all wearing the same turtleneck. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Look at all those kissies. Oh,
No.
At least it's Christmas red.
Oh, come on, man, come on.
I think one of them's lipstick is running.
Nope.
Weird.
Oh boy, that's
Okay,
not right. That's not right.
Brian,
It's like I see 3 possibilities for your $1.50 meat patties.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're going to be delicious, and you'll be like, holy shit, we're buying more.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to go on some sort of crazy psychedelic journey and meet Jesus.
I actually figured, Tony,
or whoever.
there's more possibilities than that because they could be delicious and kill them. They could be delicious and send them on a weird, like, peyote trip.
Some sort of spirit journey.
Yeah.
I vote for that.
Yeah.
Or how about this? They're terrible. We go on a spiritual peyote trip and then die. Like, nothing good out of it.
What you learn from the peyote trip is, don't buy $1.50 patties.
Right. It's a Jamaican woman saying, like, seriously? You freaking idiot. Seriously? How many times have you been to this freaking country? And that's where you buy your Jamaican meat patty? You deserve everything you're going to get.
Mm-hmm,
and then it's your butt in my face.
But it's also, this is being recorded, so I feel like you could just give this tape to the police and then they'll know what happened. So they won't blame the neighbors or anything.
No, the police won't come look for us.
What?
They could care less.
Oh, wow.
What if they're fans of your vlog?
Oh, God. God help them.
Like, they haven't posted in a while.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I often wonder if the neighbors know
I'm really pimping this vlog tonight.
Can I make a recommendation for your vlog?
Yes.
Nudity.
Please go interact with the mariachi band next door.
That's a good call.
So hard.
We're going to. You know what? We will. Just for you.
Nice.
I would love to see that.
I would too, yeah.
We're going to name it Tony's Mariachi. So if you see that come up, then you're like, oh, this one I'll watch.
I watch them. I'm a little behind, but I do watch them.
Tried to do the whole thing
I'm
outside
so sorry.
this past weekend, and like the neighbors came out and they were like talking to us and they waved, and then the guy like started up his huge like diesel truck and just sat in it for like 5 minutes while we were recording, and we're like, I feel like he's just doing it on purpose now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying so hard to make a vlog.
I like how Annalise thinks that the dude who's just warming up his truck is doing it on purpose to ruin our vlog. Because the normal thing is not to warm up your diesel truck. It's to be in your driveway with a goddamn camera, recording yourself hooking up some godforsaken pet barrier in your stupid-ass Ford Escape.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. Because every time we saw you guys start talking, you just revved the engine.
It kind of felt that way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No.
It felt weird. It for sure felt weird.
Yeah. I do that, or I get one of those air horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not getting easier, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, oh, they're out there recording again. Go outside.
Wait.
Go
How
ahead.
about this? How about the mariachi band starts playing, and then you set up your gear and you counterplay them?
Yeah.
Battle the bands.
Ooh,
That's pretty good.
I like that idea.
You do have a little amp right there. You could just pull that thing
That would be
outside.
hilarious. Have an amp strapped to my back, just walking around town with a little guitar. I'm like, what? You gonna play? Oh, it's on, buddy.
Let's do it.
I know the first 3 chords for Sweet Child of Mine. You're in trouble.
Over.
And then by the end, you guys are all one like super band at that
That
point.
would be great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but when we were in Reno last time, there was Metalachi, and you guys should look them up.
I know who they are. Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
Yep.
We didn't see them live because we're old and we're in bed way before they even showed up to play.
Right?
That's true. That's true.
Right. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I would for sure watch Metalachi.
I would too. Yeah.
I would for sure let you try to keep me up in time to watch Mel.
I would totally make plans with you guys to go to Metalachi and then text you and ask you to tell me how it was.
The shaming you would get from us, though.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, we'd be unmerciful.
I will say, if you guys showed up, if we all met in Reno, we would definitely go to Metalachi.
Right.
Is that where they're based out of?
We think they were just on tour. It was a whole Metalachi.
Okay.
Yeah.
They played like 2 nights in a row, Friday and Saturday. So
Yeah.
There might have been
Tony,
Correct.
Tony, you know that Lucha Underground wrestling promotion? They did some of the like intro music for that.
Oh, there you go.
Like at the beginning of the show, they have like a band that's on this like perch above everything or whatever, and they were on there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes in a row. So that's where I first heard them.
Metalachi.
it seems perfect.
If you figure a mariachi band dressed like Kiss, that's what they look like.
Perfect.
So you got like Day of the Dead candy skulls and stuff
Yeah.
painted.
Exactly. But like all black, white, and gray with like the leather, and they're all
So they're Ghost? What? No.
Yeah, they kind of sound like ghosts. You're correct.
right, exactly.
With less religious
Funky
stuff.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like Ghost. Ghost is good.
Yeah, Ghost is all right.
Mhm.
I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird that they've had so many singers. That kind of bums me out.
That is weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
kind of becomes like Menudo.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
Or
just
Glor.
Yeah,
like
right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, how many Odor Sarunguses are there, right?
We're
Or
all
bass Metallica. I don't know. Whatever.
Right. True.
there's only one basis for Metallica. The rest are just fill-ins.
That's right.
Jason
I
Newsted.
passed
What?
passed by Metallica's little ranch on my way to work every day.
James Hetfield's.
Whatever.
It's not a Metallica ranch.
I'm sure.
Oh, that'd be
Not
awesome.
either.
I'd go to the Metallica ranch.
Guitar, own song, we're done.
Did I ever tell you that my mom ran into him?
No.
My mom literally ran into James Hetfield in a Sizzler.
That sounds about right.
We were
Everybody needs cheap steak, people. Come
we
on.
were at Sizzler getting lunch, and I want to say I was in high school, and my mom said, "Oh, I think I forgot to lock the car." So this was back when you had to go out to the car to actually lock the door,
Ugh.
and she
yeah.
turned around and literally ran in to James Hetfield, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he's like, "Yeah, it's cool." So she went around, locked the door, and I didn't know who he was, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. My mom just left. I'm standing here by myself, so
Yeah.
she came back. And then we had lunch, and we finished before him. And I think I don't know how many times he's been married, but it was definitely a lady that he was with.
Mm.
And so we went back out, and he had like this huge Bronco with chicken feet hanging from the rearview mirror. And I'm like, "Mom, you know who that was?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "That was James Hetfield." And she was like, "Oh." And we got in the car, and I'm like, "Yeah, she's really proud." And then years later, she told me, I have no idea who James Hetfield is.
She's like, that's great.
She's like, I don't know who he is, but I showed him my tits. Yeah.
And my mom's so short, I think she ran into his penis. So it was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're welcome, James
Yeah.
Hetfield."
She's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh.
Yeah. Just here for steakums. Hey.
That's all.
he just yeah.
Yeah.
No, for real, though, I've actually seen
No, you're right. He followed by a no.
I've seen him play air guitar in a bar to his own song on the
Nice. Was
I will
he
tell
on
you
a
this.
stage or was he just in the bar?
No, just in the bar.
Oh.
We were playing pool. His song came on, and it was someone's birthday, and we all happened to be there, and he was there, and he just started air guitaring to his own song.
Wow.
If my song came on,
So there you
if
go.
a song I wrote and played, recorded, came on the radio and I was there,
Mhm.
I would be air guitaring, banging my hair, freaking lip syncing. I'm like, "Put this up on the karaoke. I got this one."
Right.
I could be in a library and I could maybe accidentally hear somebody listening to my podcast,
hmm
like their headphones, and I would just tap them on the shoulder. I'm like, "I will lip sync it for you right now, live."
I can't do that because I can't remember.
Shit.
Yeah.
I would pretend. I'm like, "Snapchat this and tell all your friends that you met me." And they're like, "No, this isn't you. This is Sawbones. Just leave me alone."
Oh.
Like, but
Still tell the story, so there you go.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Neil. Like if I had songs out there and one of them got played, or if I was going out for karaoke, I'd always just sing my own stuff. And I'd always pretend I'm not who I am. You know?
put on some sort of goofy outfit.
Yeah. Like, are you James Hetfield? Be like, no, man. I get that all the time. Yeah.
How would you handle, like, let's say you were James Hetfield and you're like, "Yeah, let's freaking, we're doing one, freaking this," and then some guy comes up and he's like, "Dude, you shouldn't do that song. You're not very good."
Yeah. You get booed off the stage.
Damn it.
Oh, you're no James.
Like, as an old guy, like, no one knows who you are anymore.
Right.
You just go and start busting out Journey songs in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
Like,
man.
what the hell? Yeah.
Oh.
Vacation,
Yeah.
that's all I can say.
I heard he used to randomly, like when they'd be on tour, he would stop at like jazz clubs and go up and do sets. Like of jazz music.
He's an interesting guy. He used to walk at the He used to shop at the record shop that I worked at for a while, and he would back when there were records, and he would come in.
Neil, the kids have records again.
Oh, that's right.
You're relevant again. Yeah,
they're coming back. Yeah, exactly. Much like a record.
I turned 23, so I don't know what the kids are into.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But he would come in. He'd buy like the weirdest music. It wouldn't like I don't know what I expected about like maybe he'd buy like Steve Winwood and freaking I don't know what else people like him buy. But he'd buy like heavy metal records and then like these obscure jazz records. I was like, all right. And if anyone came in and noticed him, he'd just put down everything he had in his hand and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you
I'm out.
Like, obviously yeah. He was buying nothing but Metallica. He's like, karaoke, I'm going to kill this.
Yeah, that's how they sold millions of copies. He just bought all their albums.
Metallica section.
Yeah.
The M's.
He was doing the Twisted Sister D. Snyder thing that he did to Vince Neil. Steve Perry was doing to James Hetfield. He's like, no, you don't have to sing along. I know how to sing the song myself. Leave me alone. It's good.
Right.
All right.
James would just stand by the Metallica section hoping someone would come by. Be like, you should get this.
Hey. Yeah, no. They're like, I don't know. Do you want me to buy it or not? He's like, no, yeah.
Wait, what?
And then when the person walks away, they just went with the
They get up to the counter and they're like, wow, that James Hetfield impersonator's really good. Like, yeah, impersonator. Beep.
That guy's just Steve Perry.
Yeah.
Forget about him.
We can't get him out of here.
Records, am I right?
Have you guys ever heard of the MMA fighter Nate Corey? He had for a while. He had the strongest punch or something like that, and they made like a slow motion video out of his punch sequence or something like that. But he is
imagine the freaking abuse his Johnson took.
What?
He had the strongest punch, and he's just like, wow, he's just into it. He's like, oh,
that is
crap.
Aggressive.
It is. Yeah.
I don't really know about that.
Yikes.
But he is a guy who is super into comic books, like super into comic books. And
where did you meet him?
At a comic book store. And
did you work at said comic?
I did work at a comic store. And so he would always come in and he would shop at the comic store. And I kind of recognized him.
Yeah.
It was like that. It was totally like that. I kept looking at him, and then he would kind of like notice, and I would look down, and then I would kind of look back up, and he would like smile at me, and I would look back down. And then
he said, I saw you at the Double V or
no,
W.
That's not what happened.
No.
Nice. I saw you at the tool store.
Right.
Accurate.
Then I finally like looked at him, and then I kept trying to look at his ears because you know how like fighters have the cauliflower ears, as they're called.
Yep.
And so I was like,
that's their call.
It is what they're called. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
You know it, right? Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah.
So I just kept looking at him, and then I kind of like, I think he caught me like checking out his ears one day, and then I kind of looked down, and he goes, and he came over, he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, good, hi. And he was like, hey, I'm Nate Corey. I'm like, yes, I figured I was going to ask you. And he was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I was like, I kind of noticed. And he was like, yeah, no, it's cool. And then we just started talking about Hulk after that. But it was really funny because I'm like, because, you know, are you I think you are that guy. You're that guy. And he's like, I am that guy. Thank you. Sorry. But it was like this weird thing where I would look up and then like he would look down and then I would look down and I would look up.
Didn't he end up writing a comic book?
He did.
I was going to say, I thought he did, yeah.
Yeah. But he's super, super nice and all of that. But like, it was just really funny because he could tell I was like trying to like figure out who he was. And I'm like, I think I know that guy. Mm. Oh, he's a fighter. Oh, I think I know that guy. But anyway, he was really cool and really nice. But like, it's that whole weird thing where you're just like,
I don't think we're hearing the whole story.
No, for sure. Mm-hmm. But like, it was a weird thing where he knows that I'm recognizing him and trying to figure it out. And we're just like, I'm doing my job and he's like trying to shop and be himself. And he's just like, okay, I'm just going to have to go over to this weird girl who keeps staring at my ears. Like flower ears.
And he's like, and she's like, oh, you like the Hulk? And he's like, yeah. Right now I'm David Banner, but later.
No, stop it.
You might like me a little more when I'm angry.
No.
Yeah.
David Banner?
What?
The TV show was, he was David, but in the books he's Bruce.
The rapper.
Yeah.
Good call, Tony.
The TV show was good.
Yeah.
They changed his name for the TV show. Yeah.
I mean, the TV show of this classic.
Well, this guy's not the Hulk. He's his brother David. Come on, guys.
Right?
Obviously.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly. Oh, Jesus, stop playing. There you go.
Nice.
Oh,
Sad Hulk.
Sad Hulk music.
So when he went through that whole thing, and then Annalise is like, "Yeah, let's go back," and then
so
2 seconds later, Sad Hulk music. You know what came out today?
Yeah.
David Banner's gay.
No.
No.
The Avengers
Bruce
Affinity.
Banner's gay.
No,
No.
the Avengers Infinity War trailer.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
That
Ninja did.
That Ninja did. So proud. I'm so proud. Oh, go see it. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I don't know. I don't think you're going to sway very many people to go see that movie.
That's true. Last time we all hung out together, he ended up getting really, really sick. So,
Screw Ninja. That's all I'm saying.
whoa.
Did you feed him $1.50 meat patties?
It was pretty much exactly that.
Started with David Banner.
Yeah. You should come over. We have these great Jamaican treats for you. Salmonella.
No one knew that was
salmonella.
Like,
This one's meat coli. Yeah.
Wait, would that be Salmonella?
Yes.
Oh,
Terrible. Jeez.
Terrible,
coli.
I know.
meat coli is pretty good.
So bad.
Meat is really good.
Yeah.
Could be a
That
good
could be a brand.
metal band too. Oh yeah,
Malachi meat coli.
yeah, meat coli.
I like it. You gotta spell it like it's Russian, though, I think, to give it the metal edge, you know, because you can't just spell it the way it would sound. You gotta have a K or a Z or something to make it.
We
Yeah.
got to put umlauts over every freaking vowel.
Right.
Some backwards letters, like
Yes.
the backwards E.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Be a sickle.
Yeah.
There's got to be a K backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna have like that font that like all the bands seem to use now. Like if you look at a festival poster with a bunch of metal bands, you almost can't read any of it because the font is all weird and decorative and yeah, it's shit. But anyway.
Comic Sans?
No, at least you can read Comic Sans. Most of these other ones, I'm like, am I looking at Swamp Thing? What the hell is this?
Well, it was like when everyone went crazy with the Def Leppard type of lettering,
Yeah.
and then the Van Halen, like we've got to make the first letter and the last, and the same thing with Metallica. You're like, why do we have like, what is going on?
Letters are pointy.
You can use my letters. Yeah, no. Make up
Wait,
your mind,
what?
James. And like,
I'm so
did
confused.
anyone break it down and go like, God, James,
Oh my
that's
God.
not a really good hardcore lead singer name. What do you mean, James? Yeah, no, I'm James. James?
Like you just
Yes,
said,
I'm James.
just saying James.
James.
He came in, he was going by Jimmy, and somebody was like, no, you can't be the front man of a metal band named Jimmy. That just doesn't work.
He went by J.J. Hetfield at first.
JJ.
Is it
They were
a
like-
country western band?
Yeah.
Yeah, that or they were a glam band, and everyone's like no.
Oh my
No.
God. I would love to see Metallica
James.
dress in glam and do a video.
After all
Yes.
this, like Neil won't be able to talk tomorrow. He's gonna be like,
I will say
You're gonna
this.
think-
Indecisive
throat?
James Hetfield is the best thing to come from this episode.
Someone's going to get punched in the face. It's not the two of you guys. I'm just
What?
saying that.
What?
What?
I don't
Yeah.
God. I don't know what's happening.
Wow.
Oh, James, rehearsal. Yeah.
Good
Sorry.
old James.
Oh, man.
This is forever a thing now.
It is. It is.
Now it's James, Cliff, Lars, and Kirk. That doesn't sound like a heavy metal band to me. Sounds like
Oh.
it sounds like the bridge for Star Trek.
That's true.
Lars kinda, because Swedish death metal.
Okay,
He's
fair
got
enough.
you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The rest, not
the
so
rest,
much.
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a scene from Clerks. Lars could have been in that scene.
I do
Accurate.
Apocalypse. I would watch that all day. Just so you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have a hell of a time editing this podcast together, Brian.
They're not
Sorry.
editing.
Oh,
We're editing right now, live.
They haven't even started recording.
Listen.
I don't know.
Listen.
Okay, you guys ready?
Here's how I'm going to edit this episode. There's a delete button on the keyboard.
I'm going to laugh if
Super sorry about
like
that.
we're
you
like,
guys.
oh look, it's the episode we were on, and it's like salty language. We're like, oh, that's cool. They used the salty language instead of the enthusiasts. And then we just listen like, hey, so Tony, how was your week? I don't remember. We didn't talk about our weeks. What's
what?
going on?
Where's all the James Hetfield impression?
No, I'll keep that. Yeah.
It's just like 10 minutes of James Hatfield impressions. That's all it is.
Hatfield?
Hatfield, yeah.
Whatever.
And it's 3 minutes of James McCoy's
I
impressions.
could care less.
And they start shooting at each other.
I've met the guy and I could care less. I don't know.
Wow, that's just
Aw.
hurtful.
I'm sorry.
He's going to not be happy when he hears this.
No.
I don't
no.
think he is.
He's an avid listener of salty language.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna be like, I shopped in that record shop her husband worked in.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I think I was there. Yeah.
I like the reminiscing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's a good inflective. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, like you lost some thought. Like,
Yeah.
He said to "Oh Sherry" in that James Hetfield voice. Oh Sherry.
Oh God. I would love to hear that. They need to release a glam cover album because they're the greatest cover band ever.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are the best cover
accurate.
band
yeah.
ever.
Yep.
How's
they could.
everybody else going to feel about that?
And I should have been gone.
Metallica does Michael McDonald.
Yes. That needs to happen.
Oh man.
But I want the video to be the same. So James Hetfield sitting at the bottom of the stairs, and then like
Hatfield?
Hatfield. Yeah.
I want Metallica to cover every Night Ranger / Journey song ever.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
I kind of want him to cover some Hall & Oates.
Beer Fest karaoke.
The notes.
You guys can cover that in Beer Fest karaoke.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Just
yeah.
throwing out
Yeah,
ideas.
we're
We'll
going
do
to be
a-
singing this in the style of James Hetfield.
mhm, mhm.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules.
We do a Metallica version of Sister Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Tony, you meant Hatfield.
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. You are correct.
Right.
James Hatfield. You're welcome.
Hetfield.
Bob McCoy.
I'm just going to next time I see him, I'd be like, hey, James Hatfield. Oh,
Oh my God, shit.
sorry.
At this point in his life, he'd probably be like, huh? What? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey, I'm James Hetfield.
Just trying to get my large format Reader's Digest. Hooah.
Just trying to get a power drill.
No. No.
He doesn't have one. He just kind of has this weird hill with
He has a
like,
bunch of Indians.
and then he has those 2 stoned Indians that
They're wood.
like at the gate. Are they wood?
They're wood.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Weird.
just saying.
That might be your dad.
Wow.
Wow. some sort of spell was cast.
He puts sunglasses on the
Yeah, he does.
the Indian statues at his gate.
It's right out there.
Oh, sure it is. That's why. Yeah.
Right out there.
He's gonna say, "The future's so bright, I have to wear shades."
Oh man.
Metallica's next cover.
hmm That's what he named one of the Indians.
Oh, no. You know what, you guys? I'm gonna frickin' take a picture of that and send it to you, and you can
Excellent.
like use it for whatever. I will. I will stop and take a picture of it for you.
If his ranch isn't called the Four Horsemen Ranch, I'm disappointed.
Right.
I think it is.
It better
It
be.
better be.
Yeah.
What's funny is his.
He has the 4 horsemen. My buddy does a bunch of work on his cars,
hmm
and the 4 horsemen is freaking everywhere for that guy.
I bet.
Yeah.
So, like, on the way to work, I actually passed by what's considered the back gate. I didn't say back door, back gate
hmm
to James's ranch, and that's where the 2 Indian statues sit. And so I could easily pull over and maybe, like, take a little picture for you guys, if you guys are so interested.
Yes.
He's up in the
Because
tree.
it-
What are you doing? Hey!
Yeah. No, he's got a security outfit on.
Yeah. He's dressed as an Indian.
Whoa.
I think
What are you talking about?
I think the movie that he's going to be in, he is a security guard.
Is he really?
See?
I believe so. I believe he plays a prison guard in a movie or TV show that's coming out about like it's like a real life kind of. It's not the Jamestown Massacre. It's Did you guys hear about this?
JamesHatfield.com?
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. He plays a I want to say he plays a prison security guard.
We literally
if I was
James
involved
Hatfield for like 20 minutes, I don't even like him. I don't even like Metallica. I don't know what's happening. Oh no, sorry.
Are you being serious? No. You can
There's the door.
Yeah.
No.
There's like 3 doors leading out of this house, so you can walk out of either one.
All right, here we go. It's he's
Oh Jesus.
He's going to be in a movie about Ted Bundy.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking at that just pop in your brain?
I'm looking it up.
Because I was like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
If you just
I mean, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm actually the webmaster for JamesHatfield.com.
James,
for reals, how is it spelled?
JamesHMcCoy.com.
It's Hetfield. H-E-T.
H-E-T?
Yeah.
I've always called him Hatfield.
Hatfield?
I've always had that wrong, apparently. Always.
Well, that's why we never get invited to his parties ananymore.
Maybe that's why he was so nice to me that night. I don't know.
You're like, hey, James Hatfield. And he's like, no. He's like, exit you.
Terrible. Are you saying Annalise is the Unforgiven?
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Exit you.
You can't talk tomorrow.
No,
You're gonna have to stop.
This is going to be great. Yeah.
We have like 26 vlogs to film tomorrow.
And our podcast.
So you're going to have to settle
26
down.
vlogs? Oh my.
Well, but still.
Is it Vlog Saturday?
It is. It's a record Saturday.
It's frickin' Zero's butt in my face Saturdays. More what it feels like.
Very weird, but okay.
Rob.
That's a terrible camera.
Saturday.
It's or as we're going to call it from now on, it's Prison Saturday.
Oh my.
Fair enough.
Wow.
It's boy Prison Saturday.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds
You either
right.
make a lot of money or you make a lot of friends, but something's going down.
Wait, but this is all on St. Patty's Day, too.
Yeah. We're thinking about maybe making those beverages first to start. And then you'll be excited about this. So we have a bark box to unbox because the dogs.
Dogs.
We have an Ipsy glam bag to unbox because we do that. What else do we have? Oh, we have owl faced masks.
Owl face masks. Yeah.
To put on.
Wait,
what else do we have?
is this like a cleansing mask or just fun mask to wear to whatever?
Cleansing.
Okay.
Cleansing,
It's an
hydrating.
owl cleansing mask.
Oh, okay. I'm a little disappointed.
As owls and perch on the fence.
Me too. Yeah.
We have one more. We have something else.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, we were going to make dog biscuits from scratch.
Oh, we got to make dog. Well, that's fun. We got to make dog biscuits from
We're
scratch.
going to make dog biscuits.
Carrot peanut
Homemade.
butter dog biscuits.
Yeah.
Are you going to try them yourself?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I've decided, to, like in our bark box thing, I'm going to try every treat that they get.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Until your ass bleeds.
All in a James Hatfield voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to start calling it the Hatfield.
We're going to call it the Hatfield.
Neil, what you need to do, since it's for the blog, is you need to like go back to like Black Album James, with the mullet and the mustache. You need to go back to that and just do the whole vlog that way. In a black t-shirt. Yeah.
It's like I'm going through some freaking
Tourette's.
Tourette's thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard the theory about how the reason that middle-aged men...
Middle-aged men. Yeah.
Hold on. When you did that, it reminded me of the Real American Heroes beer campaign.
Nice.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the theory is that people keep the hairstyles and just style in general when they feel they were at their peak. So therefore, there's a lot of middle-aged men who have mullets because they feel like in like the 80s in high school, they hit their peak and that's just the way they are.
Well, sure. Kentucky waterfalls were great then.
And
Yeah.
hairstyle and the style is like what they think of themselves at their best.
No, my peak was about 25 pounds ago and 12 inches more hair ago. I'm not going to even attempt to pull that off now. Oh no!
Gotta stop doing that. We gotta record tomorrow for reals.
We're gonna record. I'm just gonna sound like a frog. I'm gonna be James Hetfrog.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. Just like just murder out your outfit. Get some sunglasses. If you still have that black cowboy hat from Jamaica, rock that.
Yeah.
I do. Of course I do.
And then just do James Hatfield.
Or
funny that first. If I do.
Or tuxedo, black cowboy hat, and sunglasses.
Did you tell Brian about the snap?
Oh, no, I did not. Yeah, I got a nice snap of my crotch melded with Neil's face.
So you just took a picture of any time during Jamaica?
Yes.
I found a picture. I found one picture that was just Tony with the mankini on.
Mankini.
Tuxedo on.
Yeah.
And I melted it over my face for the snap.
The Snapchat.
It was pretty solid.
And then he was talking to me through said,
wow.
Tuxedo.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Nice to know that they just shared that between themselves. I never saw that.
I didn't want to put it up on my story because I'm like, no.
Just like you were talking about with the crazy life earlier, you know, some things are just personal and you want to keep them to yourself.
It's true.
This is my own mental health.
Right.
However, I went off because I was making all these faces and moving my mouth like crazy.
Yeah,
and when
it was entertaining. So.
Wow.
I sent it to Tony. I didn't know that I could look at it again after I sent it. I thought once I sent it, it was gone, but I can see it again. So then I looked at it, I'm like, that is so inappropriate. I should not sent that at all.
That should be your next blog or vlog. You should do the same thing and then just do a whole vlog that way.
Insane.
Yeah. Too late.
Because
it was
his
pretty
junk
funny.
was and
Yeah. It's way too late.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I thought it was hilarious. Nice Lagunitas IPA, by the way.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing it. I mean,
Always, every time.
anytime your crotch is on my face, I'm like, today's going to be a good day. Yeah.
I'm just glad you guys are finally embracing the Snapchat because then I have more people to send dumb things to.
Trying so hard, man. Trying so hard.
Yeah, you send stuff to me. I just never do anything back.
This is true.
It is a steep learning curve because, like, at first I didn't get it. Now I'm like, oh, I kind of understand how this works. This is awesome. But every now and then I'll send something to somebody, like, by accident, and I'm like, oh, here's 30 seconds of nothing because I didn't know what I was doing. But Annalise will send me every now and then. It's like, I think she's thinking, like, oh, I really like the owl dancing. And I'm like, oh, you just sent me a picture of the owl on your keyboard. You didn't actually send me the
You're right.
dancing part.
I'm trying so hard, you guys. Come on.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's working out.
Yeah. You'll figure it out. Maybe.
I didn't actually have any filters until like 2 days ago. So.
Really?
Actually, she meant she didn't know how to get to the filters until like.
Listen,
Okay.
I can't knock you for that because Tony was on the Snapchats before me. And when I finally got my account and he's sending these things with the filters and other people were, and I'm like, how the hell do you get those? Like, I didn't know how to put text on there. Cause like we've talked before, you know, Snapchat's not real great about like, hey, here's the new features and how to use them. They're just like, we put a bunch of shit in there. Good luck, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
So
It's not a very intuitive program. And I am my actual job title is tech. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do with this thing.
What I like is when I'm doing something and all of a sudden it's like McDonald's Happy Meals. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I don't need 3 nuggets for $3. I don't know what you're talking about.
Slow down.
right.
Right.
Those
Now,
are McNuggets, sir.
Oh, you're correct. I apologize.
Not just regular
Remember,
nuggets.
I'm going to die tonight from mixed Jamaican patties. So
I do really like the dancing owl though, so if I could keep that on everything, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he looks a little bit like James Hetfield.
Maybe.
Now, is
Maybe
the
that's all
dancing
I-
owl one of those Bitmoji things?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say I'm totally old man rant on those. So like I refuse. I don't have it and I won't have it.
Brian, they're so much fun.
Nope.
But like, it's and I will just send each other random Bitmojis because, like, we'll not necessarily send one appropriate to the situation. We'll send one like, why the fuck do they have this Bitmoji?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Why are you sitting on an elephant's trunk?
yeah. And I'm like,
My
I don't
favorite's
know.
the lounging on an eggplant.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know what you're doing.
There's one of me like.
I like that one
inside
because
of
that
a-
eggplant is huge, and I'm like, hell yeah, finally.
There's
So
one
big
of,
I
like,
can lounge on it.
inside a
Right.
taco, and I'm like, how am I inside a taco?
Oh, that one turned me on.
And
too.
then there's like my face on a burrito, and I'm like,
That
you know,
one turned me on,
also,
too.
It was really weird.
I didn't do Bitmoji for the longest time until I got those, and I'm like,
Oh, I need those.
Your face on my burrito? I'm in. I'm Bitmojing all over.
Now we're super
So I'm the only one here who's not had your face on something, right?
Oh,
Don't you feel left out, Brian?
Yeah, I
sure.
do.
Neil's gonna fix that for you.
I will tell you, I will
So-
promise you this, Brian. The
What?
first time I meet you in person,
Mhm.
my face will be on part of you. Guaranteed. And I apologize because I know that might be a little much for you.
It's I'm used to it. That's kind of what happens.
But
If
I'll
you were a
make sure
female,
Heather-
you'd say hard pass and walk away. But since you're a guy,
No.
So.
Yeah, so, I mean, you'll have a bunch of support around you but it's going to happen.
okay.
And I would say it's probably going to happen
This year.
between the kneecaps and the
No.
belly button. Just saying.
Time to move my kneecaps. No.
You might want to be sitting down.
Little did you know, I've had my kneecaps transplanted with my nipples.
Little did you know, I'm totally cool with that.
Oddly enough, nipples are not good kneecaps. Just letting everybody know.
Man.
It's super sensitive.
They're not good. Yeah.
That would be something else. You're like, hey, baby, how you doing? What are those? My kneecaps. Okay. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, slow down. Rub my knees
Usually
out.
James Hatfield.
Yeah.
You have to like figure out how to make like a little like picture of.
I thought the
James-
smell was bad, but the look is terrible.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Hatfield with the hat on top, so then it becomes James Hatfield.
The Cat in the Hat on James Hatfield.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or
Gotta
the
do that.
cat in Hatfield field.
Oh,
And it's
Dr.
the cat
Seuss.
with James.
Dr. Seuss is James Hetfield. James Hetfield does Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so
Yes.
great because all his little hairs and you rhyme those at the end of each of the things.
Got to get together with Henno.
Yeah.
We could do this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do not
Incredible.
like green eggs and ham. Yeah. I mean, no. I think this could happen.
This sounds incredible.
I like it.
It
I
hurt
like
my
it.
knee.
Sorry, yeah, I clipped our own system, so I don't know what we did since Skype.
No, actually, it didn't seem to do anything here, so I think we're okay.
Yeah. It just ruined your hearing.
I fried my brain.
Yeah.
Again.
Right.
Yeah.
Again? God damn it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I don't know if you guys realize it or not. We've been talking over 2 hours, so we should probably wrap up.
Did we realize it? No, Brian. We had no clue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did we
That's
actually
kind of what we do.
anything you guys want to talk about?
Yeah.
No, I think we accomplished everything, just bullshitting for a few hours.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Tony really wanted to talk about your vlog and James Hatfield, so we covered that.
Nailed it.
Hmm.
So,
And,
yeah.
and the tool cell.
Yes.
Or sale.
Right.
Or whatever.
We are.
But
dark-
hold on.
Oh.
Don't say a
What?
word.
Jeez.
Before we go, you know what this means? You guys have to be on DAPFPod within a month.
Fair enough.
Oh.
All right?
We can do this.
Yeah.
Deal.
The rule.
Fair enough.
I like
I
it.
think we can accomplish this.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. So, what do you kids want to plug while you're here?
Besides my butt,
Oh, okay.
Weird.
I was just gonna say, do you want me to do it? But there you go.
go to darknessofprettyfreaks.com. We very much appreciate you guys that are still listening, guys and gals, guys and peoples. If you're non-binary, the non-binary people that are listening,
Did you just call yourself non-binary?
yeah, I think
He's trying to work in
I was trying to
Bon
figure out
Jovi
Bon
whenever
Jovi in
possible.
Yeah.
some way. I'm like, if you're Bon Jovinary, that would be awesome. But that's it. And we just want to thank you guys before we stop for having us on again because we love hanging out with you guys, and you guys are family. So what the hell?
Right.
Like Olive Garden here.
It sucks that you guys had us on your show and that we.
Tony, don't make that analogy. Luckily, it's them, so they won't want the unlimited breadsticks. But
I got a breadstick you can eat all night long. James Hetfield doing Lionel Richie. It's coming to a theater near you. Check it out.
wow, that would be a weird video to watch.
Lionel Hetfield
Lionel Hetfield.
No.
or James Ritchie?
Ooh, James Lionel Richie Hetfield.
Ooh, perfect.
Wow, that's
Brian, it was nice to talk to you.
It was good to see you. Yeah, for real, Brian. It was
Yeah.
nice to
Yeah,
nice to talk to you again.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to talk to you, Brian.
I just get up and walk away.
He's like, I don't say this to many people, but shoot yourself. I'm not trying to.
I'm done.
It goes totally against the crazy life. But
Yeah, right. Oh boy. So yeah, well, yeah. Thanks for coming back on here. This is I got nothing. Listen, I'm not very interested in talking to you anymore, so I'm just no.
Love you guys.
Oh no, this has been a lot of fun. I hope people listening get as much out of it as we did, and if not, well, oh well, I guess.
their loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather say I did or oh well.
What?
It's one of those. I either did it or oh well. I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wow.
Is that the way it goes?
You spun me again.
Oh, there you go.
Right round, baby, right round.
Right. A race is not a marathon. Remember that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a race, not a marathon.
Right.
Come
It's a
on.
race, not a marathon.
Yeah.
Oh man.